careful.
Roxandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the...
From Drew Aller's coming out party in 2020 for Medina against Iggy and Eds, to Lamar Sperling's record-breaking 356-yard performance in the 2022 Division State Championship game for Hoban, Vince McKee has seen it all covering high school football. Nothing says passion like playing under those vaunted Friday night lights. Now, for the first time ever, McKee chronicles the biggest names and moments since he started on the beat in 2015 with his newest book, Ohio High School Football Warriors. It is all here, from the recent St. Ed's three-peat for Division I state championships to Massillon winning their first outright state title in 2023. Each of the nearly 150 games that he has covered is recapped in vivid detail with a warrior or warriors selected from each game. From end zone to end zone, McKee has covered every big and small school in his time on the beat. From Westlake to Wadsworth and Avon to Amherst, nothing is missed in Ohio High School Football Warriors. Pick yours up on Amazon today. Advanced Mobile IV. At Advanced Mobile IV, they bring the IV therapy right to you. Whether you're at home, in your office, or staying in a hotel, they offer IV therapy for optimal wellness and convenience. They're ready to serve whenever clients ask things like, where can I find IV vitamin therapy near me? Or how can I get an IV at home? If you just finished a hike or a workout, or maybe just need to replenish some vitamins and fluids, they have nurses happy to help.
B.A. Sweetie Candy Company. The world's most famous candy company is right here in our backyard. They are located at 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, and it is a candy lover's paradise. They have every candy from your childhood, so make sure to visit them today.
410 Painting. A great paint job will help double your property's worth and feel. Looks are everything when it comes to a great first impression, and Brent Phelan of 410 Painting understands that. His quality of work can be seen at every level. He's dependable, conscientious, professional, and flexible. Add-ons and changes are answered with a smile, as 410 understands your ever-changing needs. At 410 Painting, it's dedication and quality you can see. Aspen Property Services. If you want your yard to look perfect, leave it up to the pros of Aspen Property Services. Call and ask for details at 720-215-1786. They are the leaders in the landscaping industry and can help with restoration and regular maintenance. Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance. If you want dealership quality at a fraction of the cost, visit Advanced Diagnostics Auto Care and Maintenance at 23779 Lorraine Road in North Olmsted, and you won't be disappointed. You need a repair shop that you can trust. They know the repair process is all about customer service. How they treat their customers is just as important, if not more important, than the quality of the services they provide. They are always willing to discuss your repair needs before, during, and long after your visit. They treat you like family and won't stop until you're completely satisfied and road ready.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Roxandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Roxandich, and Roxandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight, and Roxandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the Red Zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, 1
did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Pull back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Daskos, the senior, and an opportunity to tie this game up. What a huge play there as Cole kept his eyes down the field, and there was nobody around Daskos.
Hurt ankle, no ankle, it doesn't matter. He can throw the ball for 68 yards in the tutty all the way to the crib. Oh, Cole, Brandon, we have an exciting football game between a 1-win team and a no-win team, and baby, this crowd's into it. We're into it, the PA announcer screaming there in the PA system. We have an exciting one. I'll tell you what, that's all you want in a football game, a 60-yard touchdown pass, broken coverage. We'll take advantage of it.
This hasn't been the season where either of these teams really have picked up many wins, right? And you know what? We're not going to kick it. We're going to see if we can get it. I don't know. It will depend. If they go to the ground, you'd have to think they're stating that this is 4-down territory now.
I think it was the snap that got messed up last time. We just saw the holder there practicing the hold. I think they're going to kick it if they need to.
Here's a carry up the middle for Dix. They're not going to have to, as he's going to push close to the end zone. He stopped just short That white wall there of the invaders kept him out of the end zone, but that actually might help Holy Name, because even though they didn't score there, they got a first down, opportunity to kill a little bit more clock if they want to here. Here's the run with the quarterback, and Andrew Cole slips through some tacklers into the end zone. Holy Name, their first lead on the night, 20 unanswered points.
My goodness, just ran it down the throat of Normandy. They weren't taking any chances. They weren't doing anything funny. They know what their record has been in the red zone tonight. And man, they didn't care. They redeemed themselves, finally put themselves up in this game. Minute 7 to go. Hopefully that's enough.
No, it doesn't. You got the rain coming down. Again, reason why I love coming to Olmsted Falls. You have the one-sided logo on that helmet. You're running the flex bone, the old triple option. It's old school football, just the way that you love it, and that's exactly how Olmsted Falls delivers it. But Avon, they're a strong team, as we know. We're excited to watch them play. First time I'm seeing Avon play on our broadcasts in a few years. I've seen him play in the playoffs as a writer here, but never on the broadcast since my first year here. So I'm excited to see these two teams face off. It's going to be an exciting matchup. And I mean, really what can be described as an on and off downpour.
Oh, absolutely. Again, rain coming down. Anything can really happen in this game. Like, obviously you would think Avon favored in this one, undefeated on the year, made it to the state semis last year. But anytime these two teams meet up, got to remind you guys, they played twice last year, regular season. Didn't go so well for Olmsted Falls, 52-10, but that playoff matchup, one of the best playoff games that we saw all of last year. 33-23 does not do that final score justice. Only a few minutes left in the game. Avon kind of broke off an extra run, but very close game, down to the wire. Again, always going to be exciting between these two teams. The SWC has a lot of great competition this year. So for both of these teams to come in with only one loss in between them, again, going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, and you know, in the playoffs last year, Olmsted Falls, they have in the back of their mind where they're thinking, we're this close. We are a play away from being the best team in this conference. They want to prove that here today. A lot of people think that there's a lot of drop-off from last year, from last year's Olmsted Falls team. This team doesn't believe that. They think they're better. They think they're well-prepped to win today's game, and we have what could very be a well-even matchup that can really swing on either side of the pendulum.
Just a quick update before we hit to the field. Both of these teams last week coming off of a win. Olmsted Falls 42-0 against Elyria, a team that we're going to see later this year. And then Avon going up against North Ridgeville in a battle of unbeatens. They took care of them handily 38-7. Again, SWC absolutely stacked. Avon and Amherst both still undefeated. Olmsted Falls, North Ridgeville, only one loss between the two or for each of those teams as well. So again, in for a good one, folks. Thanks for listening to the Cement Mason 404 Union pregame show. We're going to be back in just a moment for this matchup.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Brock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline.
And we're just moments away from kickoff, folks, as the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs hosting the Avon Eagles in a rivalry matchup here in the SWC. Only one loss on the docket so far for the Bulldogs, none for the Avon Eagles. Start this game off, Olmsted Falls going to receive. They are moving from left to right on your screen in the all-navy uniforms. And then we have Avon, the visiting Eagles, white uniforms with the yellow helmets, getting ready to break huddle. As it will be Olmsted Falls with the first opportunity on offense. Ready to kick this one away. It's going to be a low kick and a force Olmsted Falls to field that. Returner gets it, falls on top of it wisely again. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera, folks, but the rain is coming down in spurts. So very slippery conditions tonight. Had a game earlier this year where that heavily affected things. Dom, how do you see that, kind of playing out here today?
Yeah, so, these coaches, they're looking at the weather all week long. If there's a second of change, they're taking out the bucket, they're filling it with water, and they're putting all of the old footballs in there, and that's how they're practicing. And you know darn well that these two coaching staffs are well prepared, and that's exactly what they did. Expect the ball to be on the ground a lot here today.
1st and 10 on the 30. It's going to be a quarterback roll out to start this game. Rossell looking to throw, has a completion at the sticks. Turner stays in bounds, spin move, and brought down just before the 50-yard line. Big caught by number 18 there for Olmsted Falls, Brendan Hearns. And Bulldogs not afraid to throw the ball right out of the gate.
Usually on their first drive, it's fullback dive, triple option, flip power, fullback dive. And then it's play action, and that's the dagger on that first drive. But here, I like the way they mix it up. Avon, they scout teams really well, especially Olmsted Falls, if you look at the history between these two teams. But there, they were not expecting the play action. That's a good way to move the chains, get the nerves shaken off, and get the ball moving. And right now, oh, wow, they only have one wingback back there.
1st and 10 now from the 47. Going to be a keeper for Rossell, and he's brought down in the backfield for a loss. Number 15 for Avon on the tackle there, Alex Rivera.
Alex Rivera did a good job getting in the backfield there, overwhelming the offensive line. These block schemes, it's down block, down block, down block. Not too many double teams in this type of scheme. And right now, Avon, they're trying to take advantage of that. If you can overload certain sides or you can overwhelm certain positions, a lot of different movement in that second layer of the defense, it can be overwhelming for a down block team on getting their progressions going and making sure they're getting the right guy.
2nd and 12 now for the Bulldogs. Man in motion, going to be a handoff to the fullback, or at least an attempted one there. Not even sure who that ball was intended for, but several Eagle defenders make their way into the backfield. Another loss for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, one way to prevent the triple option from ever developing is just not even letting the handoff take place. That's exactly what we saw.
That'll stall a lot of offenses down. Yeah. Got to imagine.
Well, you have a shotgun. If you can get in the backfield, if you have an RPO, you have a quick mesh, pull, throw. So yeah, again, the penetration in the front line, it will affect it. But when you're running the triple option and you do have that slow mesh point between the quarterback and the fullback, it blows it up immediately. There again, inside zone, you can get away with some penetration there on the line.
And so far, working in the favor of the Eagles. Now 3rd and 14, but we're going to get a timeout for Olmsted Falls before that play goes live. And just enough time for the team to get out there, kind of get a look at what Avon wanted to do, talk things over. A little early for that, Dom, or do you like the call?
I mean, I don't think they have a play clock here. So it's hard for me to tell if it was running down or not.
So we did actually, I heard about this today. There was an issue with one of the play clocks, so they're actually not using either of them today.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we knew that information. It's hard for me to tell. I didn't hear the call either. So if it was a play clock, that's not the issue you want to have. It took him a second to get the play in. So again, those happen. It's better that happens in the first half and not the second, because that's where these games they matter against Avon and Olmsted Falls. But again, if it was hey, we didn't like the look, then it's just one of those unfortunate times. You just got to call a timeout and got to kind of take it on the chin and move forward.
And we're going to reset and try that again. 3rd and 14 from the 43. 10 minutes, 18 seconds still to go here in quarter number 1. Olmsted Falls trying to extend their drive. Have 1 first down picked up already. Rossell, ready, rolling out. Looking, has a man up the sideline, has him at the sticks, breaks free, and it's going to get brought down, but he's got the first down and more. Logan Connolly on the reception for the Bulldogs.
I would say that was a successful timeout.
I would say so. Got the look they wanted that time. Again, we've seen Olmsted Falls now roll out twice. Almost identical plays there, just on opposite sides of the field. And despite the rainy conditions, they're leaning on their their junior and their senior wide receivers so far working out for the Bulldogs. Now going to be 1st and 10 from the 37, getting into Avon territory. Russell sends a man in motion again. Will be a fullback handoff, has a little bit of space, still pushing his way forward. He's going to get brought down after a short gain. Number 26 on the carry, Owen Singleton, name we're going to be calling a lot tonight.
Yeah, Singleton is a fullback where he is only a fullback in this offense. Any other offense, he's your primary ball carrier. He is your running back. But no, here, again, he's the fullback, but he can pretty much do everything that you need him to do. Last year, he was their primary back as fullback, and then he would take him out, put in a more of a short yardage guy. But he has breakaway speed. Don't let the fact his hand is in the dirt distract you from the speed that this young man has.
2nd and 6 now from the 33. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Looking to get a wide receiver. Screen goes over the head of the receiver. That's a backwards pass. He has to fall on top of that. And the yardage that they had initially gained now going to go away. Going to set up 3rd and long for Olmsted Falls. Maybe seeing the rain become a factor the first time today.
That may not have been a rain issue. It more of just been a footwork issue, if anything. One of those things that he will clean up going forward. This is a talented senior quarterback. Again, that's a hard. I mean, you're throwing the ball behind you while running at a guy. It's a little difficult, but he can make those throws, and let's see what he does here. He can make the difficult throws when needed.
3rd and 11, going to be a pitch. Actually, no. Running back looked to throw, then decided to tuck it, and he's going to get brought down for a huge loss, but flag on the field. Logan Connolly, the ball carrier there. Let's see what the call was. Got a feeling that might have been holding on Olmsted Falls. Olmsted Falls disagrees. And face mask against Avon. So a break for Olmsted Falls there. We do have a player down on the field for Avon, so we're going to let them tend to him. Folks, enjoy these highlights for a moment. We'll be back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that. I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here. Cool. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. And Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that, 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards.
And the Avon Eagle player able to get up under his own power, so all good. 8 minutes, 5 seconds and counting. After the face mask penalty, we're going to get 3rd down once again for the Bulldogs, this time just 5 yards to go. They continue to try to move on this Avon Eagles defense. Ready for it. Back in motion. Hand off to the fullback. Penetrates, had a little bit of room, but it's not going to be quite enough for the 1st down. Now 4th and short for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so I don't mind the call there on 3rd down where it's a fullback dive. Again, mainly if he can find a little bit of room, he's gone. But also, you're a no man's land. We talk about it every broadcast. You are in the middle between 2 trenches, and those teams don't have a kicker that is capable of kicking, what would it be, a near 50-yarder, a 48-yard field goal?
Well, we'll get to that for Avon.
We will.
We will get to them. They've got a kid over there that might be able to do it.
But most teams typically don't have that. Usually once you get closer beyond the 30, it's a better option.
4th and 3, roll out again for Russell, throws it deep, has him into the end zone, and just overthrows him. Intended for number 18, Brendan Hearns. That's going to be a turnover on downs. We're going to see the Avon Eagles offense for the first time tonight.
That's one of those ones where you're going to watch film tomorrow. No matter what the result is, you're going to be like, can you imagine if we call that on 4th down and our star quarterback, who is, again, extremely capable of making the difficult throws, just lowers it just a little bit. Again, he's thrown it over multiple defenders, trying to fit it in a barrel and just threw it a little bit over. He's going to want to have that one back, but I guarantee you when we see that young man back on the field, he's going to capitalize on his opportunities. But speaking of capitalizing on your opportunities, the Avon Eagles are out on the field.
Yeah, and this is the first time we're going to see this Eagles offense today. Again, one of the best in the state. Again, appearing in top 5 rankings across all divisions so far, especially with St. Ed's struggles so far this year. 1st and 10 from the 30. Going to be a handoff right up the middle. Back still fighting his way forward. Going to get brought down after a gain of 8. Good start for this Eagles offensive line.
There's some big kids on that front 5 there. My God. Those are some big kids.
Cam Wendell on the carry, folks, so you know. 2nd and 2 now. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Nolan Good, pistol formation. Now getting the call from the sideline. He's got one receiver out to the far side, one in a tight end near. Now going to shift to shotgun. Calls for it. Going to be a quick throw out to the right side. Has a receiver for the 1st down. Fights his way forward for a couple of more. Nearly at midfield. Credit number 11, Jacob Weatherspoon on the reception. Another name. Got a feeling we're going to be calling a lot tonight. Again, Weatherspoon also plays on the defensive side of the ball. Currently being recruited as a defensive back. 10 plus Division I offers so far, including that team up north. It's a silence stop. It's nothing.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That one.
Central Michigan?
Eastern Michigan, actually.
Oh, Western?
No, Michigan, the actual Michigan. 1st and 10 now from 49. Man in motion. Good going to throw again quickly to the right side. Receiver slips. And that ball goes out of play.
I like the progression of Nolan Good. Despite the incompletion, I just like it where he receives the ball. Oh, you can't. He's not even doing a play action. It's like, all right, did he hand the ball up? Does the man in jet motion have it? Does the running back have it? No, the ball is out wide already because he has such a quick delivery.
2nd and 10 from the 49. Receivers in close this time around. Good, going to drop back, looking deep down the middle of the field. Has a receiver, holds onto it, even through a heavy tackle there. Number 8 on the reception, Alex Reaney for Avon. Another dart from Nolan Good.
Seems like neither team is afraid to pass the ball right now.
No, which again, surprising. It seems like both teams went in expecting the other to run, and they're not biting. 1st and 10 from the 34. Going to be a halfback run right up the middle. Only going to gain 1 on that play.
I like what I saw there from Olmsted Falls. A little stunt there between the center, between the 3 and the shade technique. Gotta love it, mixing things up.
2nd and 9 now from the 33. Pistol formation. Handoff again. Running back's got room this time. Barreling through defenders now. He's going to get dragged down just short of the 10-yard line. Good, powerful running there from Avon. Trying to get the number on that because that kid deserves the credit. 26, Jackson Stark on the carry.
Oh, there goes your big run you was just talking about.
1st and 10 now as we enter the red zone. This trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, a private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. 1st and 10. Handoff again. Back's got room. Pushes his way forward. Nearly gets the 1st down. Another big gain for the Eagles.
The way to beat a team like Avon, prevent the big plays, make them drive very slowly, try to force down on every, or 3rd down, on every attempt. But right now, Avon, they're just having their way.
Cam Wendell on that carry. 2nd and 3, they're going to call it. Wendell again on the carry, and this time, no one's going to stop him. Touchdown, Avon! Avon taking the early lead in this one, pending the extra point. 3 minutes, 59 seconds still to go in the first. And Dom couldn't ask for much of a better offensive start for that Eagles offense.
Oh, no, you cannot. Hand the ball off, a little quick pass out wide, and the boom will throw it deep, then run. our offensive line is better than your defensive line, and we'll prove it here. I love the statement made by Avon. Now, again, this happens now mainly because they're not able to get that attempt on fourth down. Again, this could be a little bit of a different ball game momentum-wise. Right now, Olmsted Falls, it's what could be. Right now for Avon, it's what it is. And what it is the Eagles off to a hot start once again.
And that extra point by Owen Warwick is going to make this one 7-0 in favor of Avon. Again, said we would talk about Warwick. I've got a feeling he may come into factor tonight, especially if the offenses ever get slowed down by this rain. Saw his range a couple weeks ago last week against North Ridgeville, a 42-yarder in that game. So definitely has the boot. It seems like Avon's always got a good kicker coming through. If I remember correctly, was Vacos also Avon, or was he Medina? I know they had like two.
No,
it was
Vacos. Yep.
Now at Wisconsin, if I remember correctly.
Correct. Yep.
Continuing his Division I college career. So Olmsted Falls going to look to answer now, as they're trailing this one early, 7-0. Folks, still early in this game, but make sure if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and we give out something called the Mickey Mart Player of the Game, that Mickey Shield that you keep seeing on Facebook. Players absolutely love. If there's a player that you think is going to be deserving of the Mickey Mart Player of the Game, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Make sure your voice is heard. Going to be another low kickoff. Olmsted Falls, good job of fielding that. Have it at the 35. Dives forward, just short of the 40-yard line. Number 28. Jumping on top of that again, Kai Gilbert. So 2 low kicks from Avon so far, trying to, and we know we know Warwick can absolutely boot those deep. You got to think those low kicks, part of the strategy with this rainy weather here tonight, force Olmsted Falls to field it. Special teams has done a good job so far. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. 3:54 to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 far out left. Russell hands it off. Back's brought down immediately, maybe gains a half a yard on the play. Good penetration once again from Avon.
If that fullback dive doesn't work, the entire concept of this offense is just halted. I mean, when you have the shade in the 3-tech just destroying everything you're doing, before the play even starts, there's just nothing you can do. And Olmsted Falls are known for having a good offensive line, but they are undersized compared to Avon, and that's no discredit to Olmsted Falls. It's just Avon. I don't know what's in the water there, but those kids are big.
2nd and 9 now. Going to be a pitch. Back stumbles, but stays on his feet. Pushes his way forward. Picks up another 4 yards on the play. Number 6 on that carry. I apologize. 6 made the tackle there. Want to make sure I'm getting these kids credit, or credit is due. I believe Singleton may have taken that one, so I'm looking at the wrong roster. That'd make it a little difficult. Looking at Avon players, trying to figure out who ran the ball for the Bulldogs. Here we go now, 3rd and 5 for Olmsted Falls. Going to be a rollout again. The quarterback having to take his way back. Now pushes his way forward. He's got the first down. Gritty run there by Jimmy Rossell. That play almost blown up immediately. Finds a lane on the outside. Gives the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs.
There's a reason why this kid is getting offers across the board on D3 and some D2 schools. He's very talented. He knows when to run. He knows when to throw. He's good with making decisive choices in the triple option. I'm telling you what. If you're a D3 or D2 school, even a D1 program, and you don't have this kid in your radar, you got to have him on there now. This kid's talented. He might not be the tallest kid in the world, but boy, he's a really good quarterback.
1st and 10 now from the 49. Rossell keeps it, then pitches it out on the option. Back's got some space, makes his way up right to the sticks. Going to be close. We'll see if they give it to him. Logan Connolly on the carry.
You said to the sticks. He took out the sticks.
Literally to the sticks. I think they're going to say he was just short. Yeah, stepped out a couple yards short of that, but still excellent run by Connolly.
Could you imagine if Georgia Tech still ran the flexbone? He would be the perfect Georgia Tech quarterback in like 1997.
I was going to actually mention, like, obviously it takes talent to be a quarterback at any level in high school, any team. You definitely need a very special, specific kind of quarterback here at Olmsted Falls that can process like no other. 2nd and 2 from the 41. Fullback handoff. Singleton's got it. Up the left side. Has space. He's going to take this one past the 30. Another first down for the Bulldogs. The running game starting to hum along.
So that's what happens when you have a quarterback that can extend plays, make decisions. It now leads to, those handoffs to Singleton now working. The handoffs to Connolly now working. Things are starting to gel together because now they're throwing the ball and he's running if we're giving him space, and that's all he gets on those pass plays because he's rolling out the whole time. And it's so hard to scout their pass plays because they only run so many.
1st and 10 from the 30. Minute 46 to go in the first quarter. Going to be a pitch this time to the back, looking to cut back inside, makes one defender miss, brought down after a short gain. But Connolly again on the carry.
Sorry. I like what they're doing. They're stretching the field out, and that's hard to do when you're running an offense like this. But they have those plays to do it. You have the pitch plays. You have the option plays. But again, Avon's trying to condense the field. They're trying to keep everything between the tackles on defense. But right now, Olmsted Falls is trying to extend them out slowly with these pitch plays, with the rollouts, with the pass plays. Now that you have to remove a guy out of the box because you don't know what this offense is going to offer. Now that allows the pitch option, that allows the wing tee or the flex bone to really shine.
2nd and 8, another pitch to Singleton, makes his way up closer to the sticks. He's going to have the first down and brought out of bounds just past the 20. Another great run there from Owen Singleton. That moves the Bulldogs into the red zone, and this trip to the red zone brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Under a minute to go now in the first quarter. Again, not that they run a spread by any means, but you're absolutely right, Dom. Typically, we see Olmsted Falls, at least in years past. We did see them earlier this year, even against Brunswick. They love to just run up the middle of the field and make you guess, who's going to be carrying the ball there. But so far, the pitches, the options, the rollouts, all working in Olmsted Falls' favor. 1st and 10 from the 17, but it does look like we're going to get a timeout before this play goes. Timeout. Oh, no. We got a penalty on Avon. Tom, any read on what that penalty was?
I'm gonna guess an illegal substitution.
So they didn't even get the ball snapped. Really, nothing was happening.
No.
So clock is now running, 50 seconds and counting. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs when they step back to the line. 12 yards to the end zone. Russell gets his team set. Bunch formation this time. Hand off to the fullback, pushing his way forward. Going to get brought down after a short game. Not going to be quite enough for the first down. Singleton once again on the carry. Maybe the last play we see in the first quarter. We'll see if they sneak one more play off. 20 seconds and counting.
If they're going to get to the line, be interested to see if they actually run a play, if they just try to kind of get Avon on the jump.
2nd and 2. They decide to go for it. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Sends a man in motion. They are going to run a play. Russell looking to drop back. Now rolling, escaping pressure, and he's just going to throw this one out of the back of the end zone. And that's going to do it for quarter one, folks. You're listening to the Key on Sports High School Football Game of the Week for Week 6. Currently, the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs trailing the visiting Avon Eagles 7-0.
This week's Key on Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Balance Approach. Balance Approach focuses on helping businesses think strategically, develop the people on their team, build and deliver a superior client experience, and plan for the future. They also specialize in working with individuals new to sales and leadership roles within an organization to help develop their skill set and effectiveness as a leader. Get unstuck for good. Carl's Transport LLC. If you need a reliable lift in a vehicle that's safe, clean, and comfortable, then your first and only call needs to be to Carl at Carl's Transport. He's the leader in the mobile transportation business. You can reach him at 440-829-2287 for all your transportation needs.
And we enter the second quarter of play. It's the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs hosting the Avon Eagles. Olmsted Falls now deep in the red zone. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the Avon 9-yard line. Man in motion. Rossell, ready. Going to be a fullback handoff, and no, decides to keep it himself, and he's going to get it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Good choice to keep it there from Rossell as the fullback blown up immediately, opened up a lane for Jimmy Rossell. And that's the first touchdown of the day for the Bulldogs.
Dude, he might be my favorite quarterback that we see, and he truly is the description of all grit. I mean, he has to make more decisions in one game than a quarterback typically has to make all year long. I don't even know if that was designed for him to do that, but boy, did he make that a read option there. He pulled the ball away from his fullback, fully expecting to get the ball, and then made a guy miss. That's all you can ask from a ball carrier, let alone your quarterback, is make a guy miss and make a play at the end zone. That's exactly what he did. Ugh. If you don't like hard, gritty, tough-nosed football, then don't watch this team play because you're not going to like what you see. Because this team's gritty and they're tough. I love it.
Well, still, please watch this game. Don't go anywhere, folks. That all said, 11:53 to go here in the second quarter. Olmsted Falls, great job responding. Actually had a pretty decent opening drive as well. Eventually did turn it over on downs. And also got a shout out, a name we've called out a few times tonight, Logan Connolly, on top of being a running back and a defensive back, also the kicker for Olmsted Falls as he put through that extra point. We've got a tie ball game. Olmsted Falls 7, Avon 7.
That was a great drive by Olmsted Falls. I knew that store was coming.
Again, methodical. Methodical. But again, smart. You need a smart quarterback to be able to run this offense. We've seen it. It's been in the years that we cover Olmsted Falls, it feels like we're here once or twice a year. And Rossell, just another one in that line and having himself a good year here so far as he's gotten the Olmsted Falls to a 4-1 record, looking to pull the upset here again today against Avon. Should get ready to kick this one off. See Connolly boot one for the first time tonight. It's going to go backfielded right about the 10-yard line. Turner's got it, making his way to midfield, letting his blockers set up. He's got some space, cuts back inside, and brought down short of the 40. Number 22, Owen Pacos on that return. If he would have went outside rather than cutting back in, Dom, he had a wide open lane there. Just happened to miss it, was trying to follow his blockers. Still, though, great return for Avon.
It is hard when you're a returner and kind of everything falls apart around you and you have space. The problem is you don't know where it's going to collapse because it can collapse quick unless you're Devin Hester.
Fair enough. I don't think he's in this game, but still a lot of incredible athletes really on both sides of the ball that we've seen so far. 1st and 10 from the 37. Will be shotgun formation for Nolan Good. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 3 to the right, rather. Spreading it out, looking to throw deep, bouncing around, now rolling, looking, throwing down the right side, has a receiver, and it's kicked off. Huge interception for the Bulldogs, and once again, Logan Connolly coming up with the big play.
Logan Connolly, make a play when you need one. Now the offense is back on the field, back in the trustworthy hands of Jimmy Rossell. That's how you get your defense off the field quick. Hey, defense, go get some water. Go under the tent, relax a little bit. Offense, let's grind this out for the second quarter. That's a great play by the defensive back.
And Nolan Good had all day to throw there, had guys underneath, decided to go for the deep ball. Had the man open, but again, rainy conditions, hard to get your footing. He was kind of rolling. Just kind of aired that one out a little bit too much. And Olmsted Falls taking advantage of that. Coming off a 7-point drive before. Let's see if they can do it again. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Bulldogs really spreading it out this time. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Going to be a quick pass out to the near side. Receivers got it, pushes forward. He's going to be just short of the first down. Number 14 on the reception there for the Bulldogs, Camden Frangella.
Love seeing a 5-step drop from a quarterback. Look, stand, throw, deliver. Love the progression from the young man. He can prove that he's a true pass thrower.
Again, so far, having a good night. And a night, again, with the rain and considering the opponent, you would have thought It's going to continue to try to run it up the middle, play their game, but they've changed it up, and so far it's working. 2nd and 1 now for the Bulldogs. This time it will be a quarterback keeper, makes his way around the right side, trying to push forward. He's got the first down, plus a couple. Good gritty run there by Russell.
And so you can tell now, right? So you have 4 defensive linemen, and they really only have 1 linebacker in the box. That's a 5-man box, Brandon. That is, now you're going to have the whole middle to work with. They were stacking a line with almost 6 guys and filling up the box. Now, if they do fill up the box, and one thing with Avon is they are removing their defensive lineman and putting them in the linebacker spot. Not too many teams can do that there. And look, now they're filling up the box. This is when you stretch the field back out.
1st and 10 from the 29. Going to be a pitch. Singleton tries to find room, brought down in the backfield. Good job that time by Avon, bringing him down for a loss of 4.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that's not when you stretch the field out. I mean, maybe there's less linebackers. You can do a fullback dive, take advantage of it. Again, high school football, you can't really take advantage of making adjustments at the line without the defense knowing. Usually it's the offensive coordinator, check, and then throws in a new signal. Defense can then figure out, the defensive coordinator that's experienced, he'll be able to adjust and figure out what the next move is.
2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. They get set. Formation is bunched up again. Russell rolling out, facing pressure immediately, throwing, has a receiver, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Good job again. Russell staying calm under pressure. He's able to complete that one to number 18, Brendan Hearns.
So he's under pressure. He's rolling back a little bit deeper than he wants to, and then that the coaches would want to. I'm sure they would admit that. Throws off of his left foot, which is hard to do as a right-handed quarterback, and delivers it right on the money where no one else can get it but his wide receiver. How impressive is that? I mean, you can't just find that. That is a kid that is just well-trained and well-equipped in these moments.
Another different look for Olmsted Falls. They're going to call 3rd and 4. Fullback handoff stuffed again. That seems to be about the only play for Olmsted Falls. It hasn't been working so far. Of course, that is a critical key to their offense, though, and Avon knew that. They came in, they scouted it, they're ready. We're going to punt this ball away.
All right, so sudden change, can't take advantage of it. Now you have to punt. Don't let there be a return and hold them on defense. But again, you lose nothing, you gain nothing in this situation. That was an extra position that was rewarded to you. Now you have to make a stop on defense.
4th and 4 now. 9 minutes to go here in the half. Connolly boots this one away. Ball is caught at the 30, and a flag is thrown. Appears to have been blown dead as the returner still running. He's going to go all the way to the end zone here. This is obviously going to be called back. Alex Rivera on the return. He's asking where his touchdown is.
I think it may have been an instance of one of the returners calling a fair catch. And so once that happens, it's a fair catch. I'm pretty sure.
So even if it's not, so again, I haven't really seen this. So if a returner that doesn't catch the ball calls it, still a fair catch. So if the other returner, so. I think it is actually. I think you're correct.
Football has a lot of weird rules, especially with anything that involves kicking. The kick rules are weird. Like you can score a 1-point play, but it involves like a 2-point conversion, but like a safety. And then like there's weird punt rules where like if your feet are out, it's a touch. It's weird. Football is weird, and let's see what their decision is going to be.
I feel like that would have to be a rule. You see it especially in college a lot. Someone calls for a fair catch and the ball hits the ground. As soon as they touch that ball, it's dead.
Yes.
Right? So I got to imagine that does apply in this situation as well, which is why I'll say Avon not going to be credited with a touchdown there. Coach is still discussing it, see where this is actually going to be fielded. And as we get set, Dom, you've been talking a lot about X's and O's. One thing we don't talk enough about on this broadcast is coaching and coaches. And, a lot of guys going in and out in the high school football scene in Northeast Ohio, but 2 guys that have been mainstays and really leading the chess match tonight. Mike Elder for Avon, Tom DeLuca for Olmsted Falls. 2 guys that have been doing this for a very long time, and 2 guys that always get excited for this matchup. Kind of reminds me of the McVay-Shanahan NFL kind of deal where they get hyped up for this. They're wanting to outsmart each other. And so far, I mean, that's exactly what we've seen. Olmsted Falls coming out with some offensive looks that we're not really used to from them this season.
Yeah, it almost gives me like almost like a college vibe where it's like two coaches, long storied programs. One, really controls the series and controls all of the awards that are given throughout the postseason and all that. And the other team, just as talented, and they have the opportunity, and they're just as well coached, but luck hasn't bounced their way. It is. It almost gives me like an Ohio State Michigan vibe. I hate saying that as a Pennsylvanian. I hate always that's the one that we highlight all the time. Just so many good rivalries. But that's what it feels like. It's you have two great coaches and one team usually dominates the rivalry. But again, that changed for Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan now dominates the rivalry. Maybe we see that change here too.
And again, despite this being a relatively one-sided rivalry, again, Olmsted Falls always in it, always a playoff team, always competitive. And like we mentioned before, played an excellent game against Avon last year in the state playoffs. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Good in the pistol formation. Going to roll out to his left. Fires down the middle of the field. Has the receiver at the sticks. He's going to take off, bounces inside, makes a guy miss, and brought down for a gain of 12. Excellent catch there from Alex Rini for the Eagles.
Boy, was he open. I mean, there wasn't even anyone on any layer of the defense that was even in the proximity of that. There was one guy, and he was on a completely different person.
1st and 10 from the 43. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the half. Handoff this time for the Eagles. Back has it, pushing his way forward. Still going. He's going to get brought down after a gain of about 7. Second down and 3 when we come back. It's like Tyler Kaufman on that carry. Pistol formation again. Going to be a keeper this time for Nolan Good. Bounces out to the left. He's got space to run. One guy to beat. Blows past him, and no one's going to stop him. Touchdown, Avon.
50-yard house call, Brandon. There's some laundry on the field.
Let's see if that gets called back. Haven't seen it a ton tonight. He's such a good passer and runs the offense really well. You kind of forget just how fast Nolan Good is, as this is going to be brought back, as you can hear the Olmsted Falls fans excited about that one. We're going to reset now. Again, huge play, though, for Avon. Wind gets taken out of the sails there a little bit. They are going to call it a first down still. But again, obviously the touchdown comes off the board. Avon, again, so far looking good on offense, aside from the interception. Falls has struggled to stop this offense. 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 44. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nolan Good calls for it, drops back, looks, throws left, deep, has a receiver, but just overthrows him. Number 12, Grant Barr, the intended receiver on that play.
Try to get that touchdown all in one play.
Again, they're going for the explosive plays. We've seen that multiple times tonight. The first time it obviously ended in that interception. Both times, Good's just kind of overthrown his man a little bit. We'll see if he continues to settle in if they keep taking those shots. 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. Snaps taken. Wide receiver screen and slips out of the hands of the receiver there. Ball a little bit low. Matt Matzy, the intended target on that play.
Delivery good. It's a good job getting the ball out quick. Just needs to raise it up a little bit more. Put it in a spot where your running back can grab and go, take it to the house. Not able to do it there. Just a little bit too low. That's a dangerous position to put that ball in. This team, they can get it all in 10 yards here to move the chains. Interested to see what the play call was.
Big opportunity for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 10. Good. Drops back. Looking right. Starting to move. Plants, throws up the middle. Has a receiver. That's a first down and more. Brought down at the 28-yard line. Like you mentioned, able to pick all of that yardage up and more does Avon, as we got another flag on the field. That was Cole Hepner on the reception for Avon. Let's see what this call is here. Looks like Avon's backing up again, though. So the refs continue to discuss.
It might be on Olmsted Falls. There was a little scuffle going on down there.
Yeah, it was thrown pretty late. I mean, now it looks like the pylons, or you got the huddles moving up a little bit here for Avon. See what the call was.
Calling on both teams. They're offsetting.
So in that case, that play would still stand, though, correct? Because that was after the play had finished.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, first down for the Avon Eagles. They are knocking on the door of the red zone once again. 7 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Folks, make sure you stick around for our halftime show, the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show with our very own Dom Clary. So I'll give you scoring updates from all over Northeast Ohio. First and 10 now from the 23. Good. Gonna hand it off. Back, bounces his way up the middle, makes a cut, still stays on his feet. Nearly makes his way into the end zone there. Excellent carry by Cam Wendell. This trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. The first and goal from the 10 for the Eagles. Good, ready for it. Handoff again. This time, Olmsted Falls meets him at the line. May have lost one on the play, but excellent stand there by the Olmsted Falls defensive line. 2nd and 12 coming up.
Avon loaded one side. They had a tight end on the line, a tight end behind them. They're just not able to get the movement that they wanted. Anytime you have two tight ends doing a combo, it's usually not good because usually tight ends usually aren't working with the linemen as much. They don't know the combos as well.
Looks like we may have had an injured Olmsted Falls player, but he is making his way off the field. So all is well there. It's like Brendan Hearns. Again, a critical piece so far. Kind of a safety valve wide receiver for the Bulldogs. We'll see if he checks back into this one, but again, off under his own power. 2nd and goal from the 12. Hand off again. This time back's got a little more room. Spins, falls down right around the 5-yard line. And good carry there for the Avon Lake running back. That was number 21 on that carry again, Cam Wendell.
One thing I love about the atmosphere here, it's like you're playing Mississippi State. You got the cowbells going. You can't hear anything. The students are loud. They have a good sound system in here where they got the horns going. This is a tough place to play no matter who you are. And they're on the goal line. They can't hear anything. They just got to trust their system.
3rd and 6. Good under center this time. Going to be a handoff again, and the back's going to get stuffed. Number 9 in on the tackle. And I don't think I'm seeing that. Number 8, I apologize. Carter Williams coming in to make the tackle, but a few guys really penetrating there for that Olmsted Falls defense. Going to see what Avon decides to do. It's going to be 4th and 5 to go.
This is where championships are won right here, Brandon. Who can win from the 5-yard line on the goal line? Who's the better team up front?
4th down. Good. Sends a man in motion. Ready for it. Going to look to throw. Has a man open on the left side of the field, and he's got it. Touchdown, Avon.
The young man. Oh,
Aiden Atkins on that reception.
I don't know what you just saw, but I love the attitude on Good right there. Throws a dime of a pass, looks at the Olmsted Falls sideline, and shrugs his shoulders like Jordan. Oh, can't go wrong with that. Again, if you're winning games, if you're playing well, if you're one of the best teams in the state, go ahead and talk your talk, young man, because you're walking the walk.
Extra point is up and good from Owen Warwick.
You definitely talked up that touchdown.
As he should.
100%.
That was a great drive.
That was a great
from Avon.
drive.
What number was that catch?
Number 2 is Aiden Atkins. There are a couple 2s on the
One
roster.
thing I do like about that is you had two essentially out routes. One was more of a flag, and a flag's the opposite of a post. Instead of going where it's like 10 yards into the post, it's 10 yards to the flag, which is the pylon. So you have a flag and you have an out route. That flag route's design is to pick the defender. Again, that's illegal, but if you do it right, it's not. And they did it right there. Beautiful play design and beautiful execution. That's what this team is known for.
See now if Olmsted Falls can respond. Still a tight game here, folks. 5 minutes, 1 second to go in quarter number 2. Avon Eagles currently leading the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs 14-7. Both offenses have looked good here so far. Again, 1 interception on the Avon side, turnover on downs for Olmsted Falls. But otherwise, offenses have looked sharp. 2 well-coached teams. Rain doesn't seem to bother them, although it has let up a little bit here, it looks like. So playing conditions have improved. Owen Warwick getting ready to boot this one away. Let's see if he keeps it low again. Nope, this time going to go deep, and that's going to bounce into the end zone and out for a touchback. So not going to risk the return that time, again, especially with the rain letting up a little bit, letting Warwick show off that leg a little bit, put it through the back of the end zone.
Credit to Olmsted Falls. They bend but don't break. And again, that's a great play design. Nothing you can do. Again, that cornerback was almost there. If you didn't get picked, that play's not open. They just need to rush a quarterback a little bit better, and they're going to be able to really stop Avon, especially on these pass plays where they have so much time.
1st and 10 from the 20, going to be a pitch out. Back's got it. Pushes himself forward. Going to be a good gain of about 6 yards on that play. See, number 2, Logan Connolly.
Good day so far for Connolly.
I was going to say, Connolly's been all over the place. Has an interception. He's running the ball well. He's their kicker. Not much this kid can't do. And again...
And only a junior.
Only a junior. And I remember calling his name quite a bit last year as well, so always involved. And again, it's cool seeing when you've got a true 1-2 punch with him and Owen Singleton. Very different skill sets, but both very effective runners. 2nd and 3 now from the 27. Rossell rolling out. He's going to tuck it now, run it himself, and goes out of bounds just before. Actually, no, he is well beyond the sticks there. 1st down for the Bulldogs. Smart run there by Rossell.
Man, he knows how to scramble.
He does.
And what's smart about that, Darian, and I'm glad you brought that up, is he knows when to throw and he knows when to run. I mean, that's a designed pass play. You have, again, that short out route and you have that flag route. He decides, hey, the defense is stretched out. They're already scared of my arm. They know I can get the deep ball. Let's just get the chains and get back to what we do best. But right now, I just got to use my feet and manipulate them with my arm, and that's exactly what he did.
1st and 10 from the 35. 2 receivers out to the far side for Olmsted Falls. Man in motion. It's time. Rossell's going to keep it. Stumbles forward. Picks himself up. Just 5 yards on the play. Another tough run by Jimmy Rossell.
Well, having him stumble like that scares me. Stay on your feet. Keep those eyes up. Don't like seeing the young man stumble like that when you have a bunch of Eagles around you swarming.
Again, very good game plan so far from Olmsted Falls. Rossell has run this offense to perfection at this point. 3 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Clock continues to run. 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Quick halfback screen. Ball was low, but caught. No, they're going to say that hit the ground before it was caught. So that'll be 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
I love that play design. Again, they're able to remove tight ends, put in wide receivers, and only have your running back and your H-back, or the A, I think is what they call it. They have weird positionings here. Yeah, your A, your B, your O, whatever. Yeah, it's very old school. And then you have that running back there, and you're able to throw the ball out. Now, this isn't that type of set here. It's more condensed.
3rd and 5 for O Falls. Going to be a handoff on the option. That's not going to be nearly enough. Back able to pick up a couple. It's like number 18 on that carry, Brendan Hearns. Good to see him back in the game.
So it's hard to tell there. Unless like someone tells you these things, or like you watch film, you don't know what that play is. That was a counter. So what you do is you have like you're doing your triple option to the right or your pitch to the right, and then the H-back on the other side or the running back on the other side comes back quick and you hand the ball off, and that's just an old school counter play.
Getting ready to punt this one away. Logan Connolly is back and ready for it. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Clock continues to run. Eagles will have at least one more shot here. And we are going to get a timeout for Olmsted Falls at the 2-minute, 40-second mark. So it'll be tough. This Avon offense, you've seen a couple times go for the big shot. Olmsted Falls has actually defended those pretty well, but 2 minutes, 40 seconds, 3 timeouts. Again, Avon going to have plenty of opportunities to put up one more score before we head into halftime. Regardless, though, of what happens here, tight game, 1-score game still. Olmsted Falls has looked good. Avon obviously has looked good here as well, but as usual, tight game here in this rivalry.
Good atmosphere, packed stands on both sides. You know, Olmsted Falls, they do such a good job supporting this community. I mean, one of the reasons why we love coming out here to Olmsted Falls, reason why I mean, the few years ago, my first year covering, I just covered them their entire playoff run. This is a fun place to play, a fun place to watch games, and just to be a part of. Same with Avon as well. It's really special, these two teams and these two communities when they get together.
4th and 3, Bulldogs getting ready to punt this one away. Punter calls for it, has it, boots it. Good booming kick. Returner backing up, calls for a fair catch. Grabs at a 17-yard line.
That is a great punt.
Very good punt. So Avon's going to have to work for it. They got 2:30 on the clock here. Up 7 on Olmsted Falls.
And real quick, that was Vincent DiTilio. Almost got his hand on the ball. I believe that's who that was. Yeah, offensive lineman, linebacker. Almost got it. And usually when someone is right in the nose of the kicker, the ball usually just goes straight up and straight down. Not there. I think it helped them. I think it helped them get the ball up a little bit higher. That was a great punt.
That was a great kick again. Logan Connolly also handling the punting duties tonight. Speaking of Logan Connolly, again, plenty of players could be eligible for our Mickey Mart Player of the Game, folks. So make sure you get your votes in for that. Put your comments in on YouTube. Let us know. 1st and 10 from the 18. Good. Looks to throw. Has a man out on the left. Has to backpedal a little bit, but he's out to the sticks plus a couple. 1st down, Avon. And folks, make sure you stick around for halftime as well. We've got the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show featuring our very own Dom Clary, as he's going to take you around the world of Northeast Ohio high school football, get you all the scoring updates, keep you up to date on everything in the sport. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Good. Pistol formation. Sends a man in motion. Then they're going to settle down, get a new play call.
I love that false motion, to send them over and the relax, and the defense is jumping.
Good. Going to throw a wide receiver screen. Receiver's got a little bit of room to work with, but tackled right about at the sticks here. See if they decide to give it to him. And they do. Another 1st down for Avon. 1 minute, 48 seconds and counting. Offense hurries up. They're back at the line. 3 receivers left. This time, Good's going to keep it. He's working up the middle of the field, makes a man miss, bounces to the outside. Another 1st down for the Eagles. So 3 plays, 3 1st downs. Taking advantage of that clock, stopping as they move the chains. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Still 3 timeouts for this Eagles offense.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that really helps Avon is it takes 1 Bulldog, 2 Bulldog, 3 Bulldog, 4 just to tackle Good or any other Avon ball carrier.
Good looks to throw, and he's just going to throw this one dead at the foot of a player. It's like number 33 there for Olmsted Falls, tried to dive in on that one. Charlie Krupka thought maybe it bounced off a shoe and got himself an interception. Regardless, good gritty play there from the defender. Let me take a look. Krupka, he is listed as a DB.
Not a spot.
2nd and 10 from the 49. Minute 12 to go. Good gonna throw again. This time has a man on the right side. Gonna get brought down short of the chains, but another good completion for this Eagles offense. Grant Barr on that reception. Clock continues to run now. We're under a minute. Avon, cool, calm, collected, taking their time, getting back to the line. 3rd and 3 from the 42. Drops back to pass again, looking deep, throws one, has a man wide open, but overthrown again. Can they keep going for these deep shots? They're just not quite dialed in at this point. Cole Kepner, the intended target on that play.
This is why it's get the first down in there. You're letting you get a few yards here, 4th down. Get the yardage necessary. Call timeout. Aim for the 30. Call timeout again. Aim for the essence.
Let's see what happens. They got the formation in tight. 4th and 3 for Avon. Snap, ready, good. Rolling out, has space, throws a floater, and goes to no one. Miscommunication on that play. Olmsted Falls going to take over.
That is it. Said, all right, who's going for who? Usually, one defenders like that who are disciplined, they have times of just pure excitement of like a ball, like a ball, like a ball. But that's what you saw there. You saw, okay, what did we talk take through meetings? What have we been talking to all week? All right, I have to the linebacker. Takes a step like he's going to the quarterback, steps back, remembers his assignment. That's a smart play there by a young linebacker. Gets in front of that tight end while your other teammate pursues, puts pressure on good. My volume was down the whole time.
Down, Dom.
It's like, you know what? Forget I said anything. I took a drink of water. I turned my volume down. Like I was saying, that was just a smart play by the defense and a good job reading it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 42 when we get this underplay. A little bit of discussion from Olmsted Falls with the officials before this one gets underway.
And that there will be on the Keon Sports blooper episode.
That along with the all-Italian broadcast to keep talking about. We're going to get you and Vince on one of these days.
And we're going to be reviewing different kinds of hoagies and calzones. Yeah. Strombolis.
Darian might need you on for that one.
Calamari.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait a minute. I've heard of calamari. What is that?
So it's fried. It's like fried, like squid.
Squid, yeah.
Yeah, it's fried squid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Squid.
You dip them in like, I think you dip them in like a little marinara
sauce,
yeah.
peppercorn ranch.
I do like marinara.
Yeah.
Marinara is where it's at.
Oh, yeah, I still remember my dad tricking me to try that when I was like 7 years old. He's like, it's Italian onion rings. You're going to love it.
It is. It's Italian onion rings.
And I found out it was squid afterwards and was horrified. But never mind the seafood talk. 1st and 10 from the 34 seconds to no timeouts left for Olmsted Falls. We'll see what they decide to do here. Running back handoff, pushes his way forward. Going to be good for a gain of about 4. Owen Singleton on the carry. Clock continues to run. It looks like Olmsted Falls is going to be all right with this one just running out. See if they decide to try to run a play here. Rossell taking his time.
I would have liked to see them try just because of how good Rossell's been throwing the ball, but you cannot blame them for, hey, we're down by 7 against one of the best teams in the state after we dropped the game to a team we thought we should have beat. We'll take it. Avon gets the ball first. They don't want to give Avon anything. Let's go into halftime. Let's get dried off. Let's warmed up a little bit, and then let's just play a perfect second half.
And we've got a good game here so far, folks. It's the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week, an SWC rivalry. Currently, the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs trailing the Avon Eagles 14-7. Stick around for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Halftime Show. Dom Clary going to take you around, give you scoring updates from all across Northeast Ohio, maybe Pennsylvania. We'll see. Always seems to have one of those in the bag. Thanks for sticking with us so far, folks. We'll be back momentarily.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by the Cement Mason Local 404 Union. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or an apprentice, their doors are open for you to join the union. Current and future demand for skilled craftsmen necessitates an apprenticeship program that takes into consideration practices of one of the world's oldest trades, along with instruction in new techniques, applications, technologies, and materials. The local 404 Cement Masons Joint Apprenticeship Training Program supports a world-class curriculum of instruction and on-the-job training for more than 40 apprentices annually. Union Cement Mason skills are honed with the most comprehensive apprenticeship training program in the industry.
Climate Tech Inc. For 48 years, family-owned and operated Climate Tech has been the premier company for all HVAC services. For both residential and commercial, they have it covered. They offer free estimates on equipment replacement and 24-hour emergency service. Visit them at climatetech.com.
Carrie Moscow LLC. Carrie Moscow is an Ohio-licensed independent social worker, psychotherapist, and mental performance mastery coach who's been providing therapy to young women and teens for over 16 years. She specializes in empowering young women in their late teens, 20s, and early 30s to gain mastery over their mind. She'll help you manage your anxiety, heal trauma, and improve self-esteem while building healthy habits to support strong mental health and stress management skills. Mental training will help you stay strong, healthy, and enjoying your sport for the long term. She can be reached at carrie@carriemoscow.com. Christine Dort Photography. From sports to real-life photos, don't let a big event go by without Christine Dort there to photograph it. Find her today on Facebook or at www.christinedortphotography.com for all your photo needs.
Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop. Dave's Golden Shear Barbershop has been your trusted barber for nearly a century of great haircuts. With affordable prices and excellent customer service, there's no better place to get your cut. It is located at 26915 Center Ridge Road in Westlake.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Rock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, This is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, holy name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the whole.
Welcome on in to the Cement Mason Local 404 Union half game show. We're here at a rainy Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Just a short drive away from the beautiful campus of Baldwin Wallace. We have a 14-7 game. Right now it's in favor of the Avon Eagles. As the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, they have forced a turnover and 2 turnovers, one by the turnover on downs, another due to an interception. The defense has played well. They've given up some big plays. But right now, Olmsted Falls, they are into this game despite Avon getting the ball back as we head into the third quarter. But right now on halftime, and you know what that means. We're going to give you some scores. Last year, Shaker Heights had an extraordinary season in their first year in a new conference. But right now, Brunswick, they're 1-4. They're coming off of a win against rival China. Heights, they're 2-3, but Brunswick leads 7-3. Cleveland Heights, they not the season that they want right now, and boy, are they getting destroyed by Strongsville. 21-0. Cleveland Heights is losing to Strongsville, a team that struggled thus far in the season. Very surprising. Glad to see Strongsville playing up to the way we thought they would. Medina, they are 1-4 against Euclid. We'll have score updates later on the Ohio High School football scoreboard week 6. Posted and updated by our very own Cole McDaniel. Make sure to check it out on the Keon Sports website. That score will be updated when we have updates. We don't have updates on the Menor game as well. Avon Lake, they are currently beating the undefeated Amherst Steel Comets, who are 5-0 on the season, while Avon Lake, they're 3-2, scores 14-0 in favor of the Shoremen. Berea Mid Park, they are tied with Midview 7-7. Berea Mid Park, only 1 win so far. Elyria, boy, not the season that they envisioned. They are down 35-0. Running clock is going to get going here soon as North Ridgeville leads. Bay Village, they're beating Westlake 14-0. North Olmsted, they're coming off the win that you can see on the Keon Sports YouTube channel. Just click on the live tab and find the game that you're looking for. There's games from this season, last season, and 2 seasons ago, so make sure to go back if there's a game of interest. But last week, if you're wondering, wow, this team didn't win a game, they won a game last week. I wonder how they did it. Go on the YouTube page. North Olmsted, they are beating Lakewood 14-3, or 14-13, pardon me, at home. Normandy, they're beating Rocky River, who's 4-1, 14-7. They're trying to bounce back. Lake Catholic, holy name, there's no score update here, but they played yesterday. Lake Catholic won that game against a struggling holy name team. Toledo Central Catholic, they're tied with St. Ignatius. Glenville beat St. Ed's. You can read the article up on our website. Glenville won by just a single point, 28-27. Padua, they're against North Royalton, 7-7 is the score. Archbishop Hoban, they're going against Mount Vernon. Hoban, they're 4-1, but they're winning the game 28-6. Let's see, Highlands beating Barberton, 35-0, a dream season so far for the Hornets. Roosevelt's beating Copley, 7-6. Revere beating Talmadge, 13-6. Talmadge coming off of a tough loss to Highland last week. They're trying to bounce back. Right now, not looking so good. Wadsworth and Hudson, two teams that are powers in their conference. They battle for supremacy. And right now, Wadsworth, they have the upper hand as they are undefeated on the season. And they are winning 6-0. Brecksville Broadview Heights. They are winning 14-0 against Stowe Monroe Falls. Brecksville Broadview Heights still looking for their first win of the season. Let's see. We just have a few more updates for you. Let's see if there's any local games that look interesting. Canton McKinley, they're beating Green 12-10. Elder, they're beating St. Xavier 7-0. And that is it for your halftime show. If you want more of the scores that I may have skipped over, go on the Keon Sports website, go on the Ohio High School football scoreboard. Week 6, it should be on the top there. Might have to scroll down just a little bit, but it'll be there, I promise you. It's updated by Cole McDaniel, former member of the broadcast team. He does a great job updating the scoreboard each week. That is it for me on the halftime show, the Cement Mason Local 404 Union halftime show, that is. We'll be back shortly in about 13-14 minutes. Avon, they lead Olmsted Falls 14-7. We have a whole second half of just some explosive rivalry game right in front of you. So make sure to stick around, and we'll be back for the third quarter.
This week's Keon Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Earth Flora. EarthFlora.com is the leader in the trade of botanical artificial plants and trees custom made with your vision in mind. Call them today at 440-899-4947 or visit them at www.earthflora.com. Make sure you enter code SAVE5 to save an extra 5% and get free shipping on orders of $100 or more within the inland United States. Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. Your taxes and accounting needs must be handled by the very best, so you can rest easy. You can have that comfort of knowing your money is being handled by the experts with Lou Grasso Accounting and Tax Services. They prepare individual, corporate, nonprofit, and small business tax returns. They also specialize in investment and accounting and managing clients' QuickBooks with over $275 million in assets accounted for. Located in Avon, they prepare your federal, state, and city returns, which includes e-file and direct deposit. Please visit their website at www.lougrassotax.com for more info. Lilla Rose by Melissa Sawa. Sick of battling with pesky hair ties that give you a headache, constantly breaking and damaging your hair? Fed up with the endless readjusting because they just won't stay put? The team at Lilla Rose is committed to giving you quality, comfortable, and affordable hair accessories and essentials to help enjoy everyday beauty. Find out more by visiting Lilla Rose by Melissa on Facebook or online at lillarose.com/MSOWA. Leadership 216. If you're looking to get back into shape, stay in shape, or get in better shape, then your next call needs to be to Leadership 216, as PJ Gordon knows nutrition and how to set you up on the right path. Look them up today on Facebook at LDRSHIP216. Lally's Handyman Service. From deck and fence building to indoor and outdoor remodeling, Lally's Handyman Service has you covered. Matt and his crew have been out to my home numerous times for a multitude of services and have hit a home run every time. Repair, replace, and remodel with Lally's Handyman Service. Give them a call at 216-789-2047.
Kelly McLean Achievement Center, the premier resource for high school athletes who wish to continue to play in college. They provide a one-on-one consultative approach to help students determine their needs and goals. Visit them online at kellymac.com. Jenny's Popcorn. You can find their flavors anywhere popcorn is sold, including Giant Eagle and Mark's. Visit them online at jennyspopcorn.com or in person at 38727 Taylor Parkway in North Ridgeville, Ohio. They have everything from butter, cheese, caramel, and everything in between at this popcorn paradise.
Jennifer Heron Underwood of Howard Hanna. Jennifer Heron Underwood of Howard Hanna has been an agent for 24 years. She brings her clients' experience and trust with every transaction. She specializes with first-time sellers, senior citizens, downsizing, and right-sizing. From the west side of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County to Lorain County, especially southern Lorain County, she will have you covered. Reach out to her today at Jennifer Heron Underwood at howardhanna.com or visit her online at jenniferheronunderwood.howardhanna.com.
JBL Roofing and Construction. JBL is a licensed, bonded, and insured contractor with the experience to complete any job needed for your home or property. Let their team of professionals help you with vinyl siding, windows, roofing, and gutters. Get the job done right the first time and stress-free with JBL. Call them today at 330-677-9463 or visit them on the web at jblrc.com.
Irene's Aesthetics. They have skincare for all skin types. They have a variety of facials, peels, microdermabrasions, and dermaplaning. Reach out to her at irenesaesthetic@gmail.com or by phone at 440-455-1621. Infinity Wellness. Infinity Wellness is a premier couture wellness center that provides the most advanced devices, procedures, and products. Our team is dedicated to helping you become more confident in your own skin. From IV hydration and weight loss treatments to hormone therapy, we can certainly provide the wellness center treatments you desire. Call them today at 234-546-1110. Helicopter Crew Entertainment. From weddings and corporate events to MC needs and social gatherings, you will need a great DJ service. How about a grad party or retirement? They should be your first and only call. You can reach them at helicoptercrewentertainment@gmail.com or look them up on Facebook today. Helene Kia. Looking for a new or used car? Check out our guy Jim McConville at Helene Kia in North Olmsted on Lorain Road. Jim is a member of the auto community for the last 20 years and will treat you right no matter your car buying need. He's an expert at new and used car deals, including trade-ins and financing.
Great Lakes Training. Great Lakes Basketball caters to athletes of all ages and experience levels with a wide variety of training techniques. Book your first session today at www.greatlakesbasketball.com or email Coach J at coachj@greatlakesbasketball.com.
Gotcha Covered Avon. Their team of experienced design consultants are experts in helping you find the right window treatments for your home or business. Swing by their showroom at 2525 Nagel Road in Avon to see for yourself how they can make your entire living room or any room look better with just a few small suggestions and a low cost. You can find them online at gotchacovered.com/Avon.
Frankie's Italian Cuisine. Looking for a place to enjoy a post-game meal? Love Italian food? Frankie's Italian Cuisine has you covered from meatball to lasagna. Visit them tonight at 4641 Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted and taste the 50-plus years of legacy for yourself.
Every Step Seniors. Every Step Seniors is a relocation service helping seniors to downsize and move. They handle every step of the way, including packing, moving, setup, home cleanouts, donations, and home sale prep services. Look them up online today at www.everystepseniors.com. Mangia Bella Italian Goods. If you love Italian food like we do, then you need to swing over to Mangia Bella Italian Goods at 22560 Lorain Road in Fairview. This family-run business knows that a happy belly is a full belly. From vintage homemade pasta to meatball subs the size of your head, you will be in a food lover's paradise. You've tried the rest, now have the best. Maxim Lacrosse. Maxim Lacrosse will demand players embody the game by giving and receiving respect and understanding that character counts. Mickey Mart. The Moose is on the loose at Mickey's. Your local Mickey's is open now for the food and fuel you need to keep your family moving. Be sure to use your Mickey Mart Rewards card to quickly rack up amazing member-only deals, including free food and beverages. Mickey's is a proud supporter of our local school systems through our Fuels Schools program and is excited to team up with Keon Sports to bring you all the finest moments in local sports, information, and entertainment. Search for Mickey Mart or visit www.mickeythemoose.com. That's mickeythemoose.com to find a location near you.
MDG Flooring. If you're in need of quality flooring for your home or office, look no further than MDG Flooring America in Medina. There is nothing that Steve and his talented staff cannot handle. Call them today at 330-725-5252 or stop in and visit them in person at 3812 Pearl Road in Medina. My Medicare Network. My Medicare Network is a local insurance agency that specializes in helping seniors compare and enroll into a Medicare insurance plan. They represent all major carriers, which will save you time and frustration. And when working with My Medicare Network, you'll be confident you selected the best plan for your needs.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that, I'm holding on to this, and reaches that arm towards the plane, broke it, and that's a touchdown and now a lead for the Blue Devils.
Woo, I got chills here, Cole. This is a huge crowd here for Brunswick here tonight. Inrock Sandich gave them something to cheer for. Going in, a lot of people doubted Brunswick. It's an early lead. They have to stay consistent. Anytime this Cleveland Heights team has their talented players, their smart players on the field, they have a chance to win the game. They need to be a little bit more. The adrenaline stops you. They need to get back up to that pace here.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Davis bouncing it to the outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched, and just like that. 4 plays, 4 runs, all carries for Marquise Davis, a guy who ran for 333 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. Did not have a big first half. It was quiet, and he shows up on the first drive right when the Tigers need him, 10-6.
You know, he gets that edge. There's no one that can catch him. There needs to be someone right in front of him if they want any hopes of stopping Marquise Davis. He has that.
If you're Cleveland Heights, you can use Brunswick's game against them. Still 8 minutes to go, but continue to run the ball, run the clock, and you have an opportunity for a fresh set of downs before making it into the end zone.
Davis slipping through a couple tacklers, keeps the legs churning. Nobody could bring him down. Was touched back around the 8-yard line and just kept dragging defenders. And that's why he's the type of running back prospect we've been happened to the green wave on the other end. Here an option, this one going to be a pitch to the outside. Got a block and going to step into the end zone right around the corner. Nice blocking there by the wide receiver, setting that edge and giving some room for number 30, Andre Jenkins, the sophomore, to make his way into the end zone untouched. And also credit to Elijah Gray on that pitch, well timed on the driving once again, looking to get their first win of the season and break that 9-game win streak for Holy Name dating back to 2013. But right now, Holy Name, they need to get a stop here. I know it's early in this game, but things are trending the way of Normandy. And a lot of it's because of Elijah Gray, the quarterback, trying to make a man miss an open field. He does. Past the 15-yard line, slips past the tackler, cuts inside, and he's going to barrel his way into the end zone. I'll tell you what's more slippery than that football tonight, and that is the quarterback, Elijah Gray. Nobody can bring that man down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is one of the most exciting runners of a quarterback that I've seen.
And a reminder that this trip to the red zone has been brought to you by Kelly McLean Achievement Center. Visit kelly-mac.com to learn more. 2nd and 2 from the 5. Have to get to the 3-yard line to pick up the first down. Rodriguez on the carry. Looks like he's going to get close and just enough to move the chains. Down at the 2. 1st and goal.
That's nice having that first down marker right there. Now you have 4 golden chances at the 2-yard line to punch one in.
But don't forget, Dom, this is the second time it's happened just like this. They got a fresh set of downs on the 2-yard line earlier in this game. Didn't quite turn out. Got to shake off the cobwebs.
Still running out of the same set from the last 2 plays. They're going to go back to the well with Rodriguez again. And Rodriguez is into the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. And this crowd has come back to life after being quiet. in the latter stages of the first half. 14-6, an opportunity to make it 7.
That's how you set the tone. That's how you come out of half and show that we're still here, that we're not done yet. This is a tough group, as Ryan Day said in his post-game interview after the Notre Dame game. This is a tough team. That's what Holy Name is. They proved it right there with that offensive line putting in work and those running backs doing well. That was a good drive.
Here's the hold, looks good, and that kick is up and good. 14-7, one
Did that. He needed that run. Yeah, he's hobbling, he's hurt, he's in pain. But as soon as he says go, and that ball hits his fingers, the light shining down bright on him, you have 11 hungry invaders trying to get to you, and all he can think of is the task at hand.
Full back to pass, looking down the field. He's got a man wide open, and he finds him into the open field, and headed for the end zone is number 7, Colin Doscott.
Second half about to get underway here in the Keon Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Olmsted Falls hosting Avon. Currently the Eagles leading this one 14-7. Avon's going to receive this ball to get started here in quarter number 3. They're going to be moving from right to left. Again, if you're just joining us, they're in the all-white uniforms, yellow helmets, full navy for Olmsted Falls. As they kick this one up and away. That one's going to go out of bounds. So an early flag here on Olmsted Falls. Eagles going to start this one with good field position. So close game so far. Again, Avon looking like one of the best teams in the state so far this year. Olmsted Falls also very good. Only one loss on the schedule to a very good North Ridgeville team. That said, Avon definitely favored going into this one, but only a 7-point game. Bulldogs defense has stepped up in a couple of big spots when they've needed to. They got an interception early in the game. 4th down stop on Avon as they were driving, trying to end the first half. And now they got to come up with one more. Bulldogs are going to start this one on defense. Here comes Nolan Good and the Avon Eagles.
The second half is where great teams separate themselves from the good ones. This is where Avon, where they make the money here, where they really separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
1st and 10 starting at the 35-yard line. One back in the backfield with Good. Going to hand this one off on a mini sweep. As the back has it, push forward, goes past the sticks for a 1st down. Number 8 on the carry, Matt Maxey.
They like using Max Maxey in a variety of different ways. They're creative with their offense, and they're especially creative with how they use him. Handing the ball off, throwing the ball deep down the field or short yardage. He can do it all.
1st and 10 now from the 47. Going to be a handoff this time. Back spins, makes his way up. Short gain on the play. Number 16, Tyler Kaufman, running the ball that time for the Eagles. Be 2nd and 6 when we reset. Couple good plays already for Avon. Again, this is how they were trending to end the half. Then again, suddenly had to kill the ball on one play, and then Falls made a stand. Let's see if they can do it again. 2nd and 6. We handoff once again. Backs got it. He's at the 1st down, and a couple of more. Once again, Tyler Kaufman on the carry. Heavy dose of Kaufman to get started here in quarter number 3.
As there should be. He's talented offensive line. They do a good job getting to the second level at a point where he really only has to deal with the few linebackers that got away from some blocks. Rarely do they. And some cornerbacks, some safeties finding their way to the middle of the field.
1st down again for Avon now in Bulldog territory. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Good, gonna step back, throw, looking, steps up in the pocket, avoids pressure, throws deep, has a receiver open, and as we've seen a few times tonight, overthrows his man, gonna be 2nd down for Avon.
Yeah, a little late pressure there from Olmsted Falls, kind of able to push him a little bit. Maybe that threw him off there, causing him to really overthrow it. Good effort there by the defense. Everyone was pretty much covered up deep down the field. And the only way someone was open was in the end zone, but he hasn't been able to hit those for the most part today. Defense doing a good job playing to their strengths and playing to the weaknesses of Good in these deep yardage situations.
And we've seen a couple times with a few different receivers, a lot of speed on this Avon offense, able to break away, just haven't quite been able to dial in that deep pass. 2nd and 10, the 41, halfback screen this time. Back's got it, works his way up, brought down at the 35. Going to be third and short for Avon. Another chance for Olmsted Falls to put up a stand. And the rain obviously going to affect it as well. But as we mentioned earlier, Owen Warwick does have the range to potentially kick a deep field goal. But again, adverse weather not going to help things. Going to want to get this first down here if you're the Eagles.
Yeah, right now, if you're the young kicker there, you're looking at the flags, you're seeing where the wind is going, trying to figure out if the rain is going in one way. That tells you where the wind's going as well. And it's like, I don't know where the weather's going to be, but they do trust his leg.
3rd and 4. Olmsted Falls nearly jumping there. Now going to get a timeout for Avon. Another early timeout being used.
But this is the one that counts, right? I don't think they used any of their timeouts in their last
I don't
possession.
believe they did. No, they did a very good job of managing that clock at the end of the half. Just, again, couldn't convert on 4th down.
And I feel like they would have used them if they were able to move the chains one more time. Olmsted Falls, they take advantage of all their timeouts in the first half, but it's Avon. They're the ones they call for in here early. And these are the ones that count, right? Because you call them in the first half, you get them back later. Call them in the second half. All right, well, we better hope that we don't need a stop in just 3 plays. Because if that's the case, that clock is going to be rolling on 4th down. And there could be issues, but they don't expect to play behind. Right now, they haven't at all during the game. The closest they have to that is just playing tied.
Teams make their way back out for a crucial 3rd and 4. Folks, just a quick reminder, make sure you put in your votes for our Mickey Mart Player of the Game. That'll be named during our Cement Mason Local 404 post-game show. Still plenty of time to get your votes in. Leave the comments on YouTube. Make your voice be heard. 3rd and 4 for Avon. Man in motion. Good. Looking to throw again. Another deep shot. Can he connect this time? And he does! Touchdown, Avon! Grant Barr on the reception. Took a while to sync things up, but finally connecting on the deep pass does Nolan good. And the Avon offense now up 2 scores over Olmsted Falls. Point after upcoming.
That ball was right on the money. The defense was there. Olmsted Falls saw that the Bar was able to get behind the safeties. They're able to get to him quick. Oh, if they can just wave their hand right in front of him, able to deflect the ball, that would have been the difference there, just not able to do it.
And the left-footed Owen Warwick putting that one up and through. 9 minutes, 41 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Avon now leading this one over Olmsted Falls 21-7. Avon wasting no time getting going there. Olmsted Falls had an opportunity on 3rd down to slow down this offense. Unable to. Again, Avon not afraid to take deep shots. Only needed 4 yards there. Despite the fact that hasn't worked up to this point, they continued to try it. Finally paid off. Now Olmsted Falls going to have to try to respond to this one. Climb back into the game. Still, again, only 2 scores. Plenty of time left. Definitely want to take advantage of this next offensive possession, though, for the Bulldogs. Avon getting ready to boot this one away. Logan Connolly, a name we've said a lot, is also back to return. As a natural athlete, if I've ever seen him.
Why wouldn't he?
Anything Connolly cannot do.
Long division.
Cannot confirm that, actually. We'll try.
I'm actually sure he can.
He might. I don't know. I'm still bad at it. So here we go, folks. Avon booting this one away. Down deep again. Going to land and roll, though. Olmsted Falls has to field it. Returner's got it up to the 20, to the 30. He's got space on the outside. Slips another defender. And finally brought down to the 39. Logan Connolly nearly had the lane to take that one home. Again, excellent return there from Olmsted Falls. Going to set them up right around the 40-yard line as they start their drive. Again, offense, despite only having 7 points at this point, has looked good. They've been able to move the ball methodically. Haven't seen the big chunk play quite yet. They haven't needed it. 1st and 10 from the 40. Russell has his team ready. Sets. Man in motion. He's going to keep it, pitch it now to the outside of the back, brought down after maybe half a yard gain there. That was number 18, Brendan Hearns, on the carry.
Really trying to expand the field, not able to. Avon's done a good job swarming. They've gotten a few breaks there out wide, just not as much as they want. Usually they're able to break one wide, or break one long, I should say, but not today, not against this Avon team.
And Avon playing excellent defense so far, despite Olmsted throwing some new looks at him. 2nd and 10 now. Man in motion once more. Russell's going to look to throw this time, then keeps it, steps up, meets a defender after about 5 yards, and that's where he's going to go down. 3rd and 5 now for Olmsted Falls.
A good job to get some halfway to the sticks there. Russell, great with his feet. He's just good at reading the defense. You know, we've talked about him a lot, and we'll talk more about good later because this is a great, would you say maybe the best quarterback matchup we've had?
It's definitely up there, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some very good players this year, but as far as both sides of the ball, I mean, both of these quarterbacks have been excellent so far today. And Rosal, again, he's not necessarily going to beat you with the deep ball all the time, but just being able to diagnose the defense the way he has. 3rd and 5. Rolling out, facing pressure as Rosal jumps, throws, and just gets that out of bounds. Smart to jump and avoid going out of bounds, give that play a chance. But no receiver there, and that's going to set up 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Good job by him by just trying not to make the negative play and just get a little something going. Has to throw it out of bounds, no play to make, but good job on him on knowing, hey, we're going to take a loss here, but we're not going to take a loss of yards, just a loss of downs. Let's punt, and hopefully our defense can make a stop.
And guess who? Logan Connolly punts that away, gets hit after the play, and that's going to be a penalty. If that ball continues to roll, that's an excellent punt. Going to be down at about the 1 yard line, but interesting to see what Olmsted Falls is going to decide to do here because Connolly got hit well after that ball got away.
Yeah, that ball was gone. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, then boom, he was smacked right in the jaw. I hope he's okay. He looks like he took a beating there. I'm sure they'll make sure he's okay before sending him back out.
Yeah, nearly blocked the kick.
Yeah,
so it looks like Olmsted Falls going to get the ball back now.
Yeah, so that's roughing the punter, not running into the punter. Running into the punter is more of kind of like you're not blocking it, but you bump into him. Yeah, but this was you're going for the block and you run him smooth over. That's exactly what happens there. What is that, about 15 yards?
Well, let's see here. They're marching those chains up. And yeah, it's got to be 15. They're past that 5 yard mark. So fresh set of downs. Olmsted Falls now moving into Avon territory. And real quick, folks, on that last drive, just want to remind you that Avon's trip to the red zone was brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Let's see if Olmsted Falls can also make their way to the red zone. 1st and 10 from the Avon 40. Rosal, ready. Going to be a handoff. Back's got some space this time. Met by the Avon defender. Good job standing the back up there by Jacob Witherspoon, name that we mentioned earlier today. 5 yard gain on the play there for Owen Singleton. Going to set up 2nd down for Olmsted Falls. 7 minutes, 25 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Team breaks huddle. Again, Olmsted Falls after the running into the punter. Sets now, ready. Handoff again, this time. No room to work for Singleton. He's going to get brought down for no gain. Now going to set up a 3rd down for Olmsted Falls. Rain continuing to come down here, folks. You got to think, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame. Obviously, rain is going to be a factor regardless of what your team is. Hasn't really affected the passing game like we thought it might be, but traditionally with the way that Olmsted Falls runs their offense, figured it might benefit them more than anybody today. But they've decided they're not afraid to come out and sling the ball so far in this game. 3rd and 4. Man in motion. Russell is going to roll out looking for A receiver, but he's going to get brought down for the sack. Number 60 for Avon, Lance Dawson breaking through for that one. That's going to be 4th down for the Bulldogs. Looks like the punt unit's on their way out. Going to try to pin Avon deep here. They are still on the 39-yard line. Definitely too long for a field goal. Again, if you remember, the drive got extended by a roughing the punter call. We'll see if Avon stays disciplined this time around. Connolly, ready, takes it, boots it away. Still nearly blocked. That ball is going to land and roll out of the end zone for a touchback. So that's going to set up Avon on offense once again. Currently leading the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs 21-7. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. As they announce the 50-50 raffle. In case anyone happens to have bought tickets at home, 862-952 is your winning number. And Adam, yet again, we're not walking away winners today.
Did either of us get the 50-50?
Well, no, but we're still not winners. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Avon.
Well, we are, just not in that department.
Just not in the 50-50, which we didn't participate in. Going to be a handoff right off the rip for Avon. Back takes it. Solid gain there. Give him about 6 yards on the carry. Again, getting more and more difficult to grab these numbers as the rain starts to come down. But it looks like Keontae Smith on that carry for Avon, number 7.
And by the way, that's also affecting the camera quality a little bit too. The lens got a little wet for those that are, we had some comments asking about the camera quality, and that's the reason why there. Just bad conditions.
Quick halfback screen. Back's got it. Bounces at the 30-yard line. That's going to be good for a 1st down for Avon. Nice catch and run there by number 14, Caden Clampum. Again, Avon, I feel like we're calling new names every single time the offense is getting out there. It's not like we're anywhere near blowout territory right now. They're not just getting young guys in. There's just a lot of offensive weapons, a lot of good depth for this Avon team. 1st and 10 now, 33-yard line. Good. Rolls out, throws out to the right, and it's going to bounce off the receiver, slipped out of his hands. 2nd down now for Avon. See the rain kind of kick in there.
That would have been one heck of a catch.
Oh, for sure. Again, that was going to be tough, slick or not. 2nd and 10 when we come back. 4 minutes, 31 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Nolan good. 3 receivers stacked to the right side. He's going to throw over there to that bunch on a wide receiver screen, and Olmsted Falls sniffs that one out right away. Huge stop there. Receiver brought down in the backfield. Going to be 3rd and long for Avon.
That's what you have to do. You have to get in that backfield, have them lose yards, and make them go long. Again, we saw them on a 35-yard touchdown play. But again, they haven't done it too often. You've done a good job limiting the big pass plays. The big run plays have been the issue. Let's see if the run or if the pass defense here can be unlocked.
3rd and 11 for Avon. Man in motion. Good in the shotgun. Looking to drop back. Trying to find someone open. Has time. Still bouncing. Throws to the near side. And has a receiver right at the sticks. And that's going to be enough for another Avon 1st down. Number 14, Caden Clampum on that reception.
And that pass is able to make it to happen courtesy of the offensive line being, I'm going to say it, of the 3 years, is it 3 years, 4 years that I've been calling these games, this is the best offensive line performance pass blocking wise I've ever seen.
Again, Nolan Good has had plenty of time back there so far today. 1st and 10 from the 47. Handoff this time, back making his way up, tries to find space on the far side of the field. He's eventually going to get brought down by a host of Olmsted Falls tacklers. Number 16, Tyler Kaufman, the ball carrier on that one.
He hasn't just had a lot of time to make the pass. I think I saw him bake a cake and then sell it. That's how much time Good has had back there.
That's a new one.
You're welcome.
2nd and 5 from the 48. 3 minutes and counting on the clock. Quick wide receiver screen. Receiver's got it. Just short of the sticks. Tries to fight his way forward. I think he's going to be just short there on the second effort. So number 12 that time on the reception, Grant Barr. And they are going to mark him just short. Going to be 3rd and 1 for the Eagles.
These drives are starting to wear on Olmsted Falls.
Nope, they're going to give him the first. They've changed their mind. Apologize, Dom. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
But
Didn't
you're
want
all
to confuse
good.
the folks at home.
You're all good. We're making the right calls here, making sure that the people know what's going on.
Which is good because we don't have to tell them. I don't, at least. 1st and 10, 43. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Avon methodically marching down the field so far. Good's going to look to throw. Has time. Throws deep. Has a receiver on the right side. And just out of his reach. Again, Avon has not been afraid to go deep so far here today. Alex Hugley, the intended receiver on that, the senior wide receiver. Another new name that we've called for Avon.
Team's got athletes, man.
Plenty of them. And again, these aren't young kids. Like I said, they've got senior talent all the way down. It's incredible to see the kind of depth that they're throwing out there in a close game. 2nd and 10. This time going to be a handoff. Back's got it, pushes his way forward, give him a gain. About 9 on that one. Number 20, get the correct back for you there. Tyler Kaufman again on the carry for Avon. Now under 2 minutes, 3rd and 3 for Avon. Olmsted Falls looking to make another stop. See if they can get this defense off the field. A little bit of confusion, but Avon now set. Good shotgun formation. One back in the backfield. Will be a handoff. Back's got space. He's got the first down and more up the right seam. Eventually going to get knocked out of bounds. But excellent run that time by Keontae Smith. Avon now pushing their way into the red zone. And this trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. 1st and 10 now from the 12. Can still pick up a first down before reaching the end zone. Handoff again for Avon. Back had some space, slowed down for a second, but pushes his way through. Touchdown, Avon.
I don't think they was worried about that first down at all.
Obviously not. Like number 7, Keontae Smith, a new name tonight. We've called it quite a bit here in the second half, rather. Punches it in. Now this game's starting to spread a little bit. 27-7, pending the extra point. Owen Warwick getting ready. Ball is down. The kick is up. Nearly blocked by Olmsted Falls, but that is good. 1 minute, 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Avon Eagles currently leading the hosting Olmsted Falls Bulldogs 28-7. Again, been a tight game so far today, folks, especially if you were watching the first half. It was 14-7 coming into the third quarter, but Avon making the most out of both of their offensive possessions here so far. Olmsted Falls' offense, only one opportunity so far in the third quarter. Again, Avon methodically moving the ball down the field. Took a ton of time off the clock as we are nearly now into quarter number 4. They get ready to kick this one away. Folks, just a reminder, make sure you stick around. We got one more quarter after this, but then it'll be the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show featuring Dom Clary and Darian Jackson, our very own crew here. As we'll recap the game, highlight some of the best performances, and of course, name the Mickey Mart player of the game. Still time to get your votes in, folks. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know who you think is deserving of that vaunted Mickey Mouse shield. Again, gotten some excellent photo opportunities with that. The student athletes absolutely love it. I wish I remember the name of the kid that won it last week, but really kind of leaned into it, had it up in the Avengers pose. It was awesome.
Chalkwater.
Yeah, oh, that's right,
Yeah.
Chalkwater.
Sounds like a 1977 Oakland Raider.
As that kick is up and away. Short kick this time, but fielded well by Olmsted Falls. Returner's got it. Going to push his way to the Olmsted Falls 40-yard line. So good starting field position for the Bulldogs.
Also, folks, we fixed the focusing issues, so let us know if that is a little bit better, and if some of you were asking us to adjust. We fixed it there. You should be able to see the numbers. So just let us know, if that's good, if it needs to be adjusted a little bit more. We're doing our best, juggling a lot here.
Yeah, and again, just to peek you guys behind the mirror a little bit, we've got rain that we're dealing with, so that's making it a little bit difficult to keep that focus. It kind of goes in and out on its own. So again, appreciate you all letting us know. We'll continue to try to keep up with that. 1st and 10 for Olmsted Falls. Hand off to Singleton. Not going to go anywhere that time. Set up 2nd and 10. About a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clock continues to tick down. Rossell going over to get the call. Again, still time to climb back into this one. But Avon, again, came out, making the most of their opportunities. We saw the big deep pass finally work out for them to put up 7 kind of right out of the gate. And then drove down the field this last time as well. 2nd and 10 for Olmsted Falls. Rossell going to throw now, facing pressure from behind. Has to roll and brought down right around the original line of scrimmage. Good job on Rossell for initially escaping, but pursuit from a couple of Eagles defenders eventually caught up with him and got just enough to trip him up. It's going to set up now 3rd down for the Bulldogs. 17 seconds to go. Rossell's back in the huddle. We'll see if they get one more off here before the half is done. Or the quarter, rather.
Yeah, Ross is on the sideline talking to his coach. Looks like they're going to take this into the 4th quarter.
And Dom is absolutely correct. That's going to do it for quarter number 3. You're listening to the Key On Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Olmsted Falls Bulldogs currently trailing the Avon Eagles 28-7. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
This week's Key On Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Realtor Marlene Bloomfield. Marlene will go above and beyond to provide the highest and most professional services to you and your family with all of their home buying or selling needs. She wants to help you find your new forever home with ease. She is a fantastic realtor and genuinely has your best interest in mind. She can be reached at 440-822-0611 or swing by and visit her in person at 26107 Detroit Road in Westlake.
Nancy's Main Street Diner. They only prepare your meals with the freshest ingredients. Dishes are made to order as they never use heat lamps, and they take no shortcuts whatsoever. They're located at 426 Main Street in Grafton, Ohio. Nancy's Main Street Diner is your choice for all 3 daily meals.
And now starting the 4th quarter. 3rd and 10 for Olmsted Falls. Going to be a pitch play, trying to find some room on the outside. That back is brought down. Not going to be nearly enough for the first. Number 16 that time. Sorry. Brendan Hearn's on the carry, number 18. Again, dealing with windows in front of us, rain coming down. Apologize that some of these numbers might not be accurate every time. 4th down, though, for Olmsted Falls. They're going to punt this one away, trailing 3 scores. Again, still early in quarter number 4. 11 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in this one. Logan Connolly calls for it. He's ready. Kicks it away. Another excellent punt. That's going to be fielded at the 26-yard line. Reception there by number 22 for Avon. Be Owen Pacos. Good job holding on to that one. Again, some adverse conditions. Rain continues to pour down here in Olmsted Falls. So Avon, another opportunity to extend their lead in this one. Already up 3 touchdowns. looking good so far this year, looking to extend their undefeated season. So far, and tell me if either of you have seen anything to the contrary, but Avon has looked like maybe the best team in Division II to start this year. I know Hoban's always going to be in there as well. Took down Avon in the playoffs last year. But again, so far, Eagles have looked solid all year. 1st and 10 now from the 27. Man in motion. Good going to hand this one off, and the back's going to get dropped in the backfield for a loss. A couple defenders there that time for Olmsted Falls, including number 7, Nate Harbnicki.
Nate Harbnicki, good player. Brother was one of our all grit players just a year ago. Again, these teams are eligible for that award. I'll be posting that article, essentially like an all Madden team back in the day.
2nd and 12 now. Good going to throw it. Wide receiver screen. Receiver's got it. Forces his way out of a tackle. Still stumbling forward. He gets the first down and a couple. Excellent job continuing to push after the pass there. Ty Bourbon, the receiver on that. First down for Avon. Yet another new name that we've called for Avon. Looks like we got a player down on the field for Olmsted Falls. We'll make sure he's all right. Going to go ahead and toss it to some quick highlights, folks, and we'll be right back.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the edge rusher there. That was defensive end number 53, Rodney Harris, who nearly ripped that out of the arms of Brock Sandich, and Brock Sandich said, nope, give me that.
And we're back here, folks. Charlie Krupka, the Olmsted Falls player, injured on that one. Looked like just a cramp. Got up, walked off under his own power. Always like to see that. 1st and 10 from the 43. Good, going to keep it himself. Has a first down. Bounces outside. Makes another defender miss. Still stutter stepping, trying to find a lane. Brought down after a gain of 18. Excellent run there from Nolan Good.
That man had butter on him. They was not tackling him.
The worst is when you're on your pursuit route and you don't think you overshoot it, and then you realize you did because the guy is just that hard to tackle. He's able to maneuver around you, and then you just go flying into the sideline. That's what we just saw there. That's how good is with the ball when he's running.
1st and 10 from the 38. Good rolling out. Throws it as a receiver wide open. Falls down after a solid gain. Number 12 there on the reception. That is Grant Barr. Good continues to spread the rock. Spread the rock, share the rock. I don't know. Not along those lines.
He's sharing like Oprah. You
Oh,
get a pass, you get a pass. I'm going to get a run, you get a pass.
Everybody gets the ball.
Everybody touch the rock.
2nd and 4 from the 32-yard line. Spreading it out, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Good looking to throw as a man up the middle of the field, and he makes a jumping catch. Comes down with it. Puts himself right over top of the Olmsted Falls defender. Excellent job that time. Number 8, Matt Maxey. Maxey just 5'9", but using every inch that he could, jumping up to grab that one. We're now in the red zone. Strip of the Red Zone's brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, athletic recruiting resource. As Good's going to keep it again on 1st down. Looking for a little bit of room, pushes through some defenders, and he's going to get brought down close to the sticks, and they're going to give it to him there. Now going to be 1st and goal for the Eagles. Another great run by Nolan Good. Again, we mentioned both of these quarterbacks tonight have some wheels on them. Haven't seen it as much from Roswell, just hasn't had the opportunities to really break free, but you talk about dual threat quarterbacks, you got a couple of them here tonight. 8 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. 1st and goal from the 5. One receiver far out to the right.
Under center, a fullback to the left, tight end, whatever you want to call him.
And that ball is initially dropped but picked up. Back does a good job of keeping it, but forward progress is going to stop him in the backfield. Kind of a busted play there. It's like Ryan apologies there. That was 23. Killian Hessig grabbed that one eventually, but definitely not designed there.
I thought that was the Fumaruski at first. Thought we were watching some old Go Big Red Nebraska football. Throw the ball on the ground, let your pulling guard pick it up and go. not the case there. That was purely an accident, though I would have loved to see that.
Would have been fun. Who knows? Maybe we got plenty of time left this season. You never know, Dom. We'll put it on your Christmas list.
I don't think that's illegal anymore. I think they banned it.
Probably. Second and 10. Second and goal, rather, from the 10. Good. Going to look to throw this time. Corner of the end zone. Has a man, and he hits him. Touchdown, Avon. Beautiful touch on that pass from Nolan Good. My goodness.
Alex Ugly?
Alex Ugly, yep.
Yeah.
On the reception there, back corner of the end zone. Again, it's that little fade route. Knew that's what they were going for right away. Receiver did a good job turning around at the right point, keeping his feet in bounds. Good, putting the perfect amount of touch on it. And Avon starting to separate in this one. Extra point upcoming from Owen Warwick. Teams get set. Warwick now ready. And looks like Olmsted Falls might have jumped off sides. Or a false start. We're going to see what they end up calling here. Definitely some movement, though, before the ball was snapped. Olmsted Falls says it's Avon. Avon says it's Olmsted Falls. Weird that they generally don't agree on those calls. It's a joke, guys. Come on. Tough crowd.
I'm sure I'd have found it funny if I wasn't tweeting updates.
Tweeting
here.
during a game, Dom, how dare you?
Well, how else are the people that aren't listening supposed to know what's going on?
He said
Come on.
tweeting sounds
Well, they
crazy.
should be listening, for starters.
You know, there's a lot of games out there. People with kids watching their kids. Maybe they'll watch back on the playback, and we support that too. But it's got to put the updates. Maybe someone has to know what's going on, and no.
That's a good point. I'm sorry, Dom.
No, it's okay. I accept your apology, but I was a little angry. You're a little angry at me for no reason.
Listen, man. Work's getting ready. Let's deviate from this conversation. Going to try that again. Doesn't really look like the ball moved much. Wherever that ended up getting called on. Work still plenty of leg for this one. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. So after that extra point, Avon currently leading Olmsted Falls 35-7. 7 minutes, 42 seconds to go in this game.
You know how Cole used to feel for the 3 years I was his partner in crime on these broadcasts where I would always try to throw him off. Now you're the victim.
That's all right. I'm ready.
The,
I'm ready, Tom.
The past 2 years, you were joining in on the my attempts of throwing Cole off, and we were successful a lot of the time.
That's me.
Now, yeah,
I'm
now
the
it's
setter
there
now.
now.
I'm
It's
here.
fun when you can just pick your spots.
I'm here.
Pick your spots and get in where you can. Either way, ton of fun calling with you guys so far this year. Crazy to think only 4 games left after this one.
You know, it's so weird how the high school football season, we're like in the back end of the schedule. The NFL, I mean, we haven't gotten the bye weeks yet. We're on the first week of conference play in college football, first official week of conference play. It is insane to think that we're over halfway done. I'll tell you what, I hate how early we start in August. Put about a game or two in August. Boy, do I wish that we started after Labor Day, because it'd make these seasons feel a little bit longer. And again, we don't want to play too far in December. I get that, but boy, I would like it a lot more if we started playing football after Labor Day. And that's how it was when I played in Pennsylvania. Ohio always started earlier. Now most states are starting when Ohio starts. Florida's been the same way too.
Again, understandable. And it's weird too. Not to talk about the weather on this broadcast. It still doesn't really feel like football weather yet. I need it to be, 55 out here in sweaters. Ball's kicked away and out of the back of the end zone. Olmsted Falls going to get ready to take this one again. Down 35-7 now, 7 minutes, 42 seconds to work with. And overall, Olmsted Falls has not looked bad today again. It's the Avon for Avon offense, especially after the half, been very difficult to stop.
You know, I just think it was one of those instances where you needed a few things to go your way. Has been the instance, especially early on. They could have started off with a touchdown, couldn't get it. They get that turnover. They could have started. They could have started the ball game 21-7.
They very well could have.
Yeah, and it's just the ball didn't roll their way. And sometimes when you are deemed the underdog, that's the instance sometimes, is that if you're not able to execute on these opportunities that are rewarded to you, well, they don't come often to a team like Avon that's able to fix their mistakes so quick.
And we'll see if Olmsted Falls can respond. Trying to take a look through our schedule. Want to confirm, folks, but next week, if my memory serves me well, which it usually doesn't, will be Cleveland Heights, who's struggling tonight against Strongsville, taking on Brunswick at Brunswick. But again, I'll get that confirmed. I know we're at Brunswick 2 more times this year.
You said next week's game?
Next week, yeah.
It'll
You got
be
it up?
Euclid at Brunswick.
Euclid at Brunswick. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
That's right. Cleveland Heights is Medina, so we will cover them still. That'll be a fun game. I'm thinking Euclid and Brunswick might be a good one as well. Euclid trying to get things back on track. They've kind of struggled so far this year. Brunswick, again, looking good in spots with a new quarterback under center this year. Saw them earlier against Olmsted Falls. Hung in that one for a half, and then the Bulldogs were able to kind of set the tone.
I'll give you a score update of that here in a moment.
1st and 10 now for Olmsted Falls. A run straight up the middle. One of the bigger chunk gains they've gotten tonight from that play. They're going to be right at the sticks. Got to imagine they're going to give it to him there. Owen Singleton on the carry. And yep, 1st down, Olmsted Falls.
Looks like Brunswick's, they're going to get their second conference win here against Shaker Heights. They're up 28-3. So if that score is correct, I imagine if there's a score update out there, Cole McDaniel has it. So 28-3 is a score that we have. So I can imagine they're late in the 3rd, early in the 4th, just like we are.
And I know we didn't get to cover them a lot last year, but Shaker, if I remember correctly, had a very good season.
I think
in
they finished 2nd in the conference.
Another breakaway run for Olmsted Falls as they're going to pick up 14 on that one. Trying to get the ball carrier. I believe Singleton got that again as the middle of the field finally starting to open up a little bit for Olmsted Falls.
Well, that's number 28 this time.
Oh, mixing it up here. So 28, Kai Gilbert on the run. Again, that's 2 plays, though, running right up the middle. It's something that the Bulldogs have really struggled with all game. It kind of sets the tone for their entire offense so they can spread it out more and start running more options and pitches and rollouts and things, but that has not been there so far tonight. Good start, though, on this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Handoff again up the middle. And we're going to see.
Was in the
Not much of a
backfield
gain.
there. Got tackled in the backfield. By the way, Brandon, I don't know if you announced it. We do have a different quarterback in. He's a senior. Joey Salomon.
Joey's going to give me a number on that.
Number 4. A lot of different players in.
Yeah, Joey Salomon, like you said. Senior quarterback, as is Rosal. Getting him some playing time to wrap this game up. Again, down 28 at this point. 5 minutes, 50 seconds and counting for the Bulldogs. Was not able to see if Avon's also got their second stringers in on defense. We'll continue to go on this one. This time, back bounces to the outside, cuts, steps out after a gain of about 6. But if I'm seeing this right, I think they might have thrown a flag on that one. Either that or just marking where he was out of bounds. Officials discuss, and yep, going to be holding on Olmsted Falls.
I don't know if you heard that, but the crowd did not like that.
No, they did not. Again, very passionate fans here. Olmsted Falls, and credit to everybody. It's raining a lot to the point where like we're complaining because it's affecting our equipment a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
No one has left the stadium.
No, I don't want to say the game is out of reach, but again, being a touchdown away from the running clock, that's kind of what we're leaning to here. These fans are loyal. They do a good job supporting their kids, whether they're a cheerleader in the band, equipment manager, or if they're just a student here, let alone a football player. They do a really good job supporting them on Friday night lights. Oh, I couldn't get that out there.
2nd and 13 from the 44. Quarterback keeps it. Brought down in the backfield that time. Not able to really get that play off. Going to be 3rd and very long now for Olmsted Falls. 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Clock continues to tick down. And as that clock continues to tick down, you are running out of time, folks. If you want to nominate your Mickey Mart player of the game, still got to get those votes in on the YouTube channel. Drop it in the comments. Let us know who you think is deserving that vaunted Mickey Moose shield that will be presented to that player after the game. Rain or not, doesn't matter. The guys run down, they get it, they get that picture. Make sure that our player of the game gets the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about it after this play.
3rd and 17. Pitch out to the right side. Back working his way up. Not going to quite get back to the original line of scrimmage, but decent gain there. Going to set up 4th and long for Olmsted Falls.
So usually how it works for picking player of the game, who's going to be the Mickey Mart player of the game, who's getting the moose? That's the question everyone's wondering. Comment down. I'm going to look at them once the game is over. I'll say once the game is over, right? Because it's hard to know what time it is. Once the game is over, I will look at it one last time. I'll look at the comment section, and it will help me figure out. I in my head, I have an idea who it's going to be. But if you put in comments, you could sway me one way or the other. So make sure to do that if there's a player that you want to be player of the game.
Oh, you can speak for yourself. I'm a little bit undecided still at this point. I think there's a couple guys that are absolutely deserving, especially on the Avon side of the ball, is, again, up 28 at this point, about to get the ball back on offense. It does look like we're trending towards an Avon Eagles victory. But again, you never know. And again, want to let you know, folks, we will be giving away that Mickey Mart player of the game, letting you know who will win that shield during the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show, where Dom Clary and Darian Jackson will give you your thoughts on the game, let you know where we're heading next week, and let you know who's going to win the Mickey Mart player of the game. 4th and 20, 4 minutes, 28 seconds to go. Olmsted Falls going to punt that away. Ball rolls on the ground, still going. Takes a couple of nice bounces. They're going to pick that up about the 8-yard line. So if Avon wants to score again, they're
Running
gonna have
into
to
the
drive
kicker
whole
was
field.
called, Brandon. Not mean to interrupt you, but I don't think you saw it.
Oh, wow. 2nd time tonight we've seen that.
I believe it is just running into the kicker. I don't think that it is.
Roughing this time?
Yeah.
Even if it was, I don't think it would be. Oh, yeah, if it was roughing, it'd be an automatic first down. It does look like Avon's offense still coming out onto the field. Let's see. Still some discussion. Chain gang deciding if they're going to move or not. Looks like they are. I don't know. That quarterback's out there again for Olmsted Falls. He is also a defensive back. And, yeah, it looks like Avon's going to keep the ball here. Still discussing on the sideline. We'll see if Nolan Good comes back into this game. 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go, folks. Avon Eagles currently leading the Olmsted Falls Bulldogs 35-7 in a rivalry game. Game that was very close coming out of halftime. It was 14-7 in favor of Avon. And then the Eagles just came out and took control of this one in a rainy second half. And they're going to look to put it away here as they come back out on offense. Does look like we may have a new quarterback in.
We indeed do, Brandon. We indeed do.
And
It's
there's
Blake Elder.
Blake Elder in. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does. And you know what's funny? If you didn't know him just for that, you should know him for his performance in the playoffs last year.
Yes.
After Good, I believe, was injured.
Yeah, Good went down,
Yeah.
I think, second. It might have been, I think it was after the Olmsted Falls game. I could be wrong.
Correct. And then Elder came in and won them a game.
So getting him some more action tonight. 2nd and 5 now. Going to spread out 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Taking their time here. Olmsted Falls line shifts. They're twitchy. They're ready to go after the quarterback. And they do rush it. And good handoff there. Avon going to push forward, take that one past the first down marker. And no, I am wrong. I was watching a tackle.
It was a
Just carry a man. And actually, there's a fumble on that play. It looks like Olmsted Falls may have taken possession back.
Good job for this young defensive group to get out there and make a play. Good for them. Again, may not mean as much with the score the way it is, but nice to see them continue to fight. And that's what we know for this team and this community to do is fight, fight, fight.
And either way, a stop is a stop. 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Olmsted Falls can't really ask for much better field position. They're going to start in the red zone. This trip to the red zone is brought to you by the Kelly McLean Achievement Center, your private tutoring, ACT prep, college consulting, and athletic recruiting resource. Joey Salamone back out there at quarterback for the Bulldogs. It's like a flag early on the play gets tossed. Some discussion now between the officials, and that play never got off. They're going to call that false start on the Bulldogs. So we're going to start a little bit further back now. So, Dom, as we get reset here, we got some more action coming up this weekend. Where are you going to be heading this week?
I'll just be at Kent this week. No
Just
far
Kent?
travels. Just Kent.
Just
Kent.
Just Kent?
Well,
Come on.
I mean, I was in South Bend last week, so give me some slack. No, Kent's. Oh,
Gonna
gosh.
be a handoff right up the middle for Olmsted Falls. Stopped for very little gain there.
Yeah, Kent State, I mean, they've struggled so far. 0-4. They're going against a surprisingly 3-1 Eastern Michigan team. We expect Eastern Michigan to honestly not to go to a bowl game this year, but right now, that's where it looks like they're heading. If they can steal a game here and a few more, they'll be bowling, and it's a blackout at Kent. They want to steal a win. It's been over a year since they've won a MAC conference game, since they lost to Akron last year. So we'll be at that game seeing if Kent can put up a fight with their third string quarterback in Utowski.
2nd and 15 now for Olmsted Falls. It'll be a handoff to the outside this time. Another flag on the play. As the back able to pick up a couple there. Number 25, Grant Harbnicki on the carry. More discussion from the officials here. So we've gotten a few flags in a row now.
Yeah, Salamone was got his helmet ripped off,
That's generally not legal.
thrown to the ground, and they got into each other's face there. Surprising they're letting him stay in due to his helmet falling off.
Say generally you'd see him swap out, but we'll see what happens now as they get ready to reset. And there's the official call. Yep, going against Avon. Half the distance to the goal. And it looks like it should give Olmsted Falls a fresh set of downs. Yes, it does. 1st and goal from the 9. See if Salamone can lead this team to their 2nd touchdown of the night. Actually, now they're calling 2nd down and 3. A little bit of confusion. Scoreboard saying 1st and goal. Falls ready for it. Either way, one receiver far out to the right. Everyone else bunched together. Man in motion. Going to be a pitch. The back's got it. Looking for some space. Bounces further outside. Struggling to go north. And I think he stopped short of that 1st down. Good job by the Eagles defense in pursuit. 3rd and very short when we come back. 2 minutes and counting left in this one. Folks, as mentioned, of course, keep an eye out for all of the action this weekend, covered by Dom and his team here at Keon Sports. Have plenty of games covered for you as usual. And, of course, if you want to keep up with the rest of the Northeast Ohio high school sports world, make sure you check after this game and into tomorrow as our 20-plus writers post their recaps of games from all across Northeast Ohio. Going to be a keeper or handoff this time for Olmsted Falls. They sneak in untouched. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Nate Harbnicki on the run. That gives the Bulldogs their 2nd touchdown of the game as they cut into this lead. Only 1:30 to go before we wrap this one up. Extra point upcoming for the Bulldogs.
So you can see the guys, man, they very excited.
Yeah, anytime you get the 2nd unit in there and they're able to still come away with a touchdown, always a great feeling, especially when it's a senior quarterback leading them that isn't the typical starter. Got to feel really good for that end.
Absolutely.
Getting ready for this one. Logan Connolly going to attempt the extra point. Whistle blows. We're ready. Holder wipes his hands off. Takes it, ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 1 minute, 29 seconds to go in this one after a fumble from Avon. Olmsted Falls able to take advantage. They currently trail the Eagles 14-35. On top of the action, on top of the high school recaps, we've got plenty of other good content for you folks as well. NFL season is well underway. You're keeping up with the Browns. Frustrating start for the team so far. If you want to hear about their games, the recaps, and then, of course, recapping games from all around the league, get you commentary about everything going on, make sure you listen to By the Playbook, hosted by myself and Michael Tournament. This week especially, folks, time to tune in. We may have a third special host for you. We'll announce that when the time comes, but it may be a three-man circus this time around. So, again, always fun to do that. It's a name that you're going to be familiar with. And again, excited to do that podcast. That drops every Wednesday morning at noon. Find that on YouTube or Spotify. By the Playbook. Olmsted Falls getting ready to kick this one off. Still trailing 21. And not quite going the way that they had hoped. But again, very competitive game up through the first half. And Avon looking like they're firing on all cylinders tonight. Turner's got that, the 10-yard line, making his way up the near side, bounces out and hit hard at the 25-yard line. And that's where this Eagles offense will start things off. Last chance, folks. We cut it off at the 1 minute mark. If you've got a player of the game nominee for the Mickey Mart player of the game, make sure you get that in the YouTube comments right now. It's your last call for Mickey Mart player of the game votes. And of course, we will announce that player of the game during the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Postgame Show with Dom Clary and Darian Jackson. Imagine we're just going to run this one out here. Avon marches out on the field, up 3 scores. A complete game from Avon today. Up until then, only given up 4 points with their first unit. 7 points. Where did I get 4 points from? 7 points with their first unit. Offenses look great. Only thing that really didn't work out tonight were some of the deeper shots taken by Nolan Good, but did still connect on one of them for a touchdown. So got to feel good if you are Avon in the driver's seat here for the SWC. Right now, it's a 2-horse race. Them and undefeated Amherst, but of course, Olmsted Falls, still only 2 losses on the season. Ridgeville looks like they're going to win one tonight. Only 1 loss on the season for them. They've already played Avon. So at the end of the night, Eagles could be in sole possession of first place of the SWC. Again, make sure you check KeyOnSports.com for the result of Amherst's game and every other game across Northeast Ohio. Victory formation again for Elder. Going to kneel that down. Going to do that one more time before we wrap it up, folks. Appreciate you all joining us once again on a rainy night here in Olmsted Falls. Again, 35-14. Looks like it'll be the final. Still an exciting game, an electric atmosphere from the Olmsted Falls fans as usual. Again, when we scheduled this game, we were very excited for it, and it did not let us down as the clock will now wind down. That's going to do it for us, folks. Olmsted Falls Bulldogs hosting the Avon Eagles tonight. They're going to fall 35-13 in favor of Avon. Stick around, folks. It's just about time for the Cement Mason Local 404 Union Postgame Show with Dom Clary and Darian Jackson. We will name the Mickey Mart player of the game. Be back after these brief messages, folks.
This week's Key On Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Westside Flea. Westside Flea began with an idea to offer creative, talented vendors an affordable venue to showcase their items in the West Side suburbs, a market where everyone could attend for free and find items at all price points. A free fun day for the whole family, including pets on a leash.
Village Coffee and Creamery. From the founders of Nancy's Main Street Diner comes Village Coffee and Creamery. They have everything from dessert, lunch items, and coffee to ice cream and every kind of sweet treat you could think of. They are located at 486 Main Street in Grafton.
Tech Corp LLC. Through a relentless commitment to quality and service, Tech Corp LLC has developed a reputation for delivering work that exceeds expectations. They have the knowledge and experience to handle projects of any size and scope. Tech Corp LLC specializes in commercial and industrial roofing and offers assessment management programs, inspections, infrared scanning, restoration, project management, and consulting. You can reach them today by phone at 888-588-5524.
TNT Construction. They provide residential and commercial remodeling, construction, and building services to clients in Cleveland and all of Northeast Ohio. Look them up today at tntcleveland.com. Spins Bowl. Spins Bowl has 36 lanes and a large redemption arcade with a full bar and restaurant. It is truly a good time for the whole family as it has something for everyone, young and old. Swing by their website for more info at spinsbowl.com.
Smooth Tees, a great place to show your Avon Lake pride with a variety of choices and styles at an affordable cost. Smooth Tees is your first choice and best choice for Avon Lake swag.
Riley's Irish Bakery, the absolute best bakery and comfort food selection you will find on the west side of town. Located in the heart of Fairview, this incredible family-run business is your first, last, and only stop for the best eats. At Riley's Irish Bakery, they use the freshest ingredients to create classic Irish baked goods and savories. They are located at 22570 Lorraine Road in Fairview.
PG3 Photography. Some of the very best sports action shots can be found at PG3 Photography. They specialize in lacrosse and women's sports, but have covered everything from the state championships to the USFL. Nurse Practitioner Health Services in Strongsville. Do you want the comfort and security of knowing your loved one is going to be well taken care of in their most pivotal moments of retirement? At Nurse Practitioner Health Services, we provide prompt, outstanding medical services to long-term care and assisted living facilities in Northeast Ohio. Visit them at nphealthservices.com to find out more. Sold by Dina. She guides both buyers and sellers through every step of the real estate process. For buyers, she will help identify properties that match their needs, provide market insights, negotiate offers, and manage the transaction from start to finish. For sellers, she assesses the property's value, creates a customized marketing plan, and negotiates with potential buyers to achieve the best possible outcomes.
Run some type of rule out here if they're going to pass it, but there is an overhang on the right. They need to be careful.
Brock Sandich, the keeper, up the middle, keeps the legs churning, and he fought for that football. It was nearly ripped out of his hands by the...
Welcome on into the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show. I'm Dominic Clary, the color broadcaster for today's game. Thank you for staying with us and staying in for the halftime shows. We will currently... We're trying to get the player of the game down there. That picture will be posted on the Key on Sports Twitter and Facebook. So if you don't have one of those, it will be there. We had some options. You let your voices be known there. The loyal Avon fans. Jacob Weatherspoon was a player mentioned. So was Aiden Atkins, the entire offensive line for Avon. And I'll tell you what, I can't be upset with that as an offensive line guy myself. As much as I would love to give it to them, that's not the case. It could only be one guy. This team spread the ball out. It was hard to really pinpoint one person. And when that happens, you got to really focus on the guy that's distributing the ball, making good decisions. Had one interception, but other than that, he was pretty consistent. He was 18 for 28, and of course, we're talking about Nolan Good, number 5, the senior quarterback for Avon. He's been phenomenal, not just this year, but last year too. He's 18 for 28, and he had only 180 yards, but that was due to his running performance. Had over 45 yards running the ball. No touchdowns on the ground for him, but he did have 3 touchdowns in the air. Nolan Good, he's our Mickey Mart player of the game. He's being presented with that award currently, so make sure to go to Twitter. Make sure to post that here in a few minutes. Thank you for sticking with us for the Key on Sports Game of the Week. We'll be back next week in Brunswick, and that's it from me from the Cement Mason Local 404 Union post-game show, pardon me. Thank you for tuning in, and courtesy of the guy